And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium here for SCSN's debut broadcast of this 2017 summer season between the visiting Healdsburg Prune Packers and your Rockville Rock Hounds. This should be an exciting matchup between these two. They actually played the last inning of the game that was at Healdsburg that got called due to darkness, and Healdsburg ended up winning that game by 17-9. So Healdsburg coming in with a victory over the Rockville Rock Hounds. They will have a lineup that leads off with center fielder Bryce Nagata. In the 2-hole will be the second baseman Marcus Chu. Batting third is the shortstop Tyler Freeze. Batting cleanup is Ryder Coons, the first baseman. In the 5-hole is Nick Orr, the catcher. The DH Cole Brodnansky will be batting 6th. In the 7-hole is Dane Toftelin, the third baseman. Batting 8th is Landon Etzel, the left fielder. And right fielder Ray Fuentes rounds out the lineup for the Healdsburg Prune Packers. And Nolan Bond will be your starting pitcher. And he will be pitching against the Rockville Rock Hounds, whose starting lineup goes as following. Leading off will be Vinny Margiotta, the second baseman. Batting in the 2-hole will be Willie Holmza, the third baseman. Jack Pridey playing first will be batting third. Tyler Stover, the DH for this afternoon's ball game, will be batting cleanup. Evan Facenda in right will be batting 5th. Max Smith in center batting 6th. The left fielder Kyle Krebs will be batting 7th. Hunter Snyder behind the dish catching will be batting 8th. And rounding out the lineup will be Kenny LeBeau, the shortstop. And on the mound will be Alex Pham when we come back right after this.
If you have an interest in a career in sports broadcasting,
whether it's behind the scenes or on camera,
then this is the class for you.
Class is held every Wednesday from 1:30 to 4:30 in room 121 alongside the library building.
For more information, contact Greg Poff. That's me at solano.edu.
We hope to see you here next semester. And remember,
it's more than just sports. It's an education.
And we are back here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium. And I'm joined by my broadcast partner here today, Soad Balazi, who will be doing play-by-play duties. How are you, Soad?
I'm great. How are you?
Great. I think Alex Pham is doing great, and let's run down his numbers for you for the first time. Alex Pham at Moreau Catholic High School had a 7-6 record with a 2.26 ERA, had 8 saves. So here in a starting position for the Rockville Rock Hounds. In 89 2/3 innings pitched, he only allowed batters to bat 205 against him, but his big kind of weakness when it comes to his numbers was 108 Ks, but 46 walks, so nearly a 2-to-1 ratio. So maybe a little control issue, but that's to be expected of an 18-year-old.
Yeah, and the only win that the Rock Hounds actually have was the game that he started. He went five innings, allowing only no runs, actually, and he had 3 strikeouts. So we know that he has the stuff. He just has to, like you said, has to have the good control.
And that's kind of what these summer seasons are all about. It's about having fun and kind of progressing your game as much as you can here during the summer. And leading off will be Bryce Nagata for Healdsburg. Nagata is at a Santa Rosa Junior College.
Okay, I'm on the center camera. Center fielder, Bryce Nagata. Big homage. Get over there. Give me a nice close-up. Almost there. Cool.
All right. Nagata steps into the box. We're ready to start the game. It looked kind of shaky from yesterday with the storm that we were having, that there was even going to be a game today. Pham throws. Strike. 0-1 the count to Nagata.
And Nagata in his last year at Santa Rosa Junior College batted .392. So definitely a great leadoff hitter.
1-1 the count as the ball hits the dirt.
With a .453 on base percentage to go with that .392 average. So really good table setting numbers for Nagata.
Pham throws. And it's a base hit to the right field.
A little bobble out there by Kyle Krebs, who's playing a different position than we're used to. He redshirted last year, but we knew him as a catcher, here playing left field as Nagata laced that one right over the head of the shortstop, LeBeau, for the leadoff single for the Prune Packers.
Runner now at first. Marcus Cho now at bat. Pham sets. He throws. Cho takes the first pitch as a strike. Not really looking over at first base there.
Yeah, not much of a lead either by Nagata, playing close to the bag by Jack Pridey.
He throws. Strike 2. Quick 0-2 count to Cho.
Yeah, Chu is a very dangerous hitter up there as he led the Bay Valley Conference last year in both home runs and RBIs with 13 home runs and 46 RBIs for Marin. Very dangerous hitter.
A little bit outside, went into the count. And he doesn't really look like a big guy that he can hit 13 home runs, you know?
Yeah, it's sneaky power. He's got a nice rip in the back of his uni to start out the game from our vantage point.
Pham throws. Called ball.
And everybody just froze there for a second. Hunter Snyder, the catcher, the umpire, thought about that one.
That was a little questionable. 2-2 the count now.
It's early on for everybody here, so trying to figure out the strike zone.
Foul ball. Right field. Evan Facenda chases but gives up shortly.
Yeah, that one out of play by Chu. I think he's just trying to exploit the hole over there on the right side of the infield by going with the opposite field approach. Just was late on that one.
Yeah. Pham takes a little peek at first base. He sets. And that's ball 3. Full count now to Marcus Chu. Way to work the count back his way. We are here in the top of the first inning. 3-2 count to Marcus Chu. There's a runner on first base. 0-0 the score.
Pham would love a double play here to get that base runner off the paths.
And the ball squirts away from Snyder.
Not far enough for Nagata to advance an extra 90 feet, so Chu goes from 0-2 to a walk. So good discipline at bat for Chu. Now 2 runners on, nobody out for the number 3 hitter, Tyler Freeze.
This is a perfect situation for Tyler Freeze. No outs, runners on, 2 runners on. It looks like Pham doesn't really have that control that we were talking about earlier, too, as he walked Chu. Pham throws. High. Called for ball 1.
Freeze is an infielder at Indiana State University. 5'10", 160 pounds, out of Auburn, Washington.
Pham looks to second. He throws home. Low and away. Called for ball 2.
He hit 264, 37 hits and 140 at-bats with 5 doubles and a triple, knocking in 20 runs. But here, Hunter Snyder, after 6 straight balls, a good meeting at the mound here with the young right-hander, trying to calm him down.
Two-0 the count to Tyler Freeze. Nagata at second and Chu at first. No outs here in the bottom. Top of the first. Pham peeks at second. He throws home. Called strike. 2-1 the count now to Freeze. He needed that strike.
And just looking at Freeze's numbers from high school, this looks like a typo, but I'm going to say it out loud. He had an .839 on base percentage in high school. .839.
Ball low and away.
That means 8 times out of 10 at-bats, he reached base.
Wait, say that one more time.
8 times out of 10. That is unbelievable if that is in fact, a true statistic.
3-1 the count. Let's see if he gets on base this time. And he smacks that to right field. Evan Fasanda's under it, and it's gone! A 3-run home run for Tyler Freeze. Right after you said he gets on base 8 out of the 10 times.
Yeah, he's not on base for long as he gets to trot along all 4 bases. And no breeze here, but there is a Freeze sighting as he lifts that one for a 3-run jack here in the first inning.
That's power. I'm impressed.
And that's exactly the type of count you want, 3-1. You're looking for a specific pitch in a specific location to really barrel up on, and Freeze got what he was looking for. And Facenda trotted back to the warning track, but I think he knew as well that one was out of here.
Ryder Coons now steps to the box. He takes the first pitch as a strike. Now, Alex Pham, he needs to just, like, shake it off and get back into the game. He can't let that home run, you know, put him down. As Coons takes that for strike 2.
And maybe getting out of the stretch will definitely benefit Pham, as he is 0-2 here when he's in the windup. Didn't get that close call.
1-2 the count. Packers lead Rock Hound 3-0 as Coons singles that into the gap. No one's there. Splits the outfielders. He's trotting around first. He aims to second, and he's stand-up double for Ryder Coons, excuse me.
Yeah, Coons out of Santa Rosa as well. He had 13 doubles in his last season at Santa Rosa, and there gets a good 1-2 pitch, and he hits it right between the left and center fielders for a double.
Now batting, we have Nick Orr. Still no outs in the inning. A very stressful inning for Alex Pham and the Rock Hounds. He throws. Bit high and outside. Takes out for ball 1.
You can see how Healdsburg scored 17 runs in their last game against these Rock Hounds. They have a very electric offense. Nick Orr, the catcher out of Stanford.
Low and away again. 2-0 the count.
Played sparingly in his freshman campaign at Stanford, only appearing in 5 games. Had 1 hit and 13 at-bats. That hit was against UC Davis. But in 2015, he was ranked the #1 outfielder in Northern California by Northern California Preps.
That's impressive.
And #8 overall player as well.
Stanford's a great baseball league as well.
Yeah, has a good history of producing major leaguers. Stephen Piscotty.
Judd Lowry. Jason Castro.
Yeah.
Quick 3-0 count to Orr. A healthy swing and a miss.
And for Giants fans, Austin Slater, the rookie outfielder who's had a really good game last game against the Twins. There's a couple Stanford with Jason Castro in that game as well. Good hitters count for Orr here, 3-1. That's the count that Freeze hit that long 3-run home run.
You think he has a green light, or is he going to take it?
Oh, absolutely.
A check swing, and they say he went around. 3-2, full count now to Nick Orr.
Fun fact about Nick Orr, his cousin Tommy was a member of the Australian World Cup team.
That is a fun fact.
Yeah.
Alex Pham looks into Hunter Snyder, the catcher today. He sets, takes a peek over at second. He throws. Low, another walk.
So once again, Pham has yet to retire a Prune Packer here in this first inning.
No batting. DH Cole Brodnansky.
Now stepping to the plate, we have Cole Brodnansky. With runners on first and second, still no outs here in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, nobody warming up either in the Solano bullpen, but this is definitely a teaching moment for the young Alex Pham, as Coach Stover giving him advice about his motion.
Good job there. Good, Art. Just hold that shot. I know you can't hear.
Alex Pham ready to put this inning behind him as Cole Brodnansky comes to the plate. Beautiful day for baseball. Honestly, yesterday it was hailing, thundering, there's lightning, and now it's just a few clouds, but not enough to scare you. Alex Pham is ready. He looks into Snyder. He throws. Ball in the dirt for ball 1.
And tell her to zoom in. Nice close shot. Yeah, good.
Brodnansky going to be playing at Santa Rosa Junior College.
Pham throws. Another ball in the dirt blocked by Snyder. 2-0 the count now.
He is by trade a catcher here playing DH for the Prune Packers. So you got to believe not the greatest speed that catchers usually have. So a double play candidate.
Yep. Another ball low and blocked by Snyder.
But he's showing great discipline, not offering at those low pitches, which obviously Pham would love him to top one over to try to get a couple Prune Packers out, but falls behind quickly 3-0.
His last game, like I mentioned earlier, went 5 innings, no runs, and already in just the first inning allowed 3 runs off a 3-run home run by Tyler Freeze. And that ball catches the corner. Now it's 3-1 to Cole Bronnansky. It's a cool last name. Not fun for broadcasters, though.
Oh, the
Pham
next
throws.
3 for you.
He pops that up. Facenda's under it, and he makes the catch. For the first out, he throws to second. Excuse me, he throws to Pham.
Yeah, just get that cutoff throw to LeBeau, the shortstop, to keep the runner from second from advancing, Ryder Coons.
Now stepping to the plate, we have Dane Toffland.
I told you it's going to be an adventure here at the next couple. Dane Toftelin is an infielder, 6'4", 205. Also goes to Indiana State along with Freeze.
First pitch ball.
Appeared in 20 games, making 14 starts in his freshman campaign. Finished the year 10 for 42, 4 RBIs. That's good for a 238 average.
Ball catches the corner, strike, 1-1 the count.
And he is Canadian.
That's a fun fact.
Born in Okotoks, Alberta, Canada. So Toftelin, eh?
Pham throws. A check swing, but he went around. Ball gets away from Snyder, but not enough for the runners to advance. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're exactly nimble of foot out there with Coons and Orr on the base paths. So it's going to have to go pretty far away from Snyder for these runners to advance.
You think they're going to test out Snyder's arm, though?
I don't think with these runners, not necessarily.
Pham throws. And strike 3.
So finally, after a couple close calls we saw earlier in at-bats with Marcus Chu, he finally gets that close strike 3 that he was looking for, and he has retired 2 straight Prune Packers to try to get out of this inning with just the 3 runs given up.
Now stepping to the plate, we have Landon Etzel. And I believe that's his first strikeout of the game.
It is.
Runner is still on first and second. Pham throws. Strike. Well, he's hitting the corners.
He's finally looking a little bit more comfortable out of the stretch is Alex Pham.
Pham checks on second. He throws home. Ball gets away from Snyder. Runner on second tries to run, but he'll be there safely at third. Yeah. Both runners actually advance, so now runners are third and second with 2 outs in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, and just as I said, they're not exactly fleet of foot. It trickles away quite a bit from Snyder, and he didn't really have his feet under him with that throw, just kind of like Supermaned it, and it came up short, so short hopped that third baseman. Holmza wasn't able to get the runner advancing.
Pham throws, ball low. 2-1 the count. To Landon Etzel.
Yeah, Estel is going to the University of Houston from League City, Texas. Outfielder 6'3", 200 pounds. That one straight back at us.
I need a moment. There's netting here, but honestly, that was right to my face. All right, let me get back. 2-2 the count now as Etzel steps back in the batter's box.
Well, Estel had 8 hits and 31 at-bats in his freshman campaign, batting .258. Drove in 6 runs here, looking to drive in the 2 Prune Packers standing at second and third.
Pops that up. Is it playable? And almost went all the way to the fence. Still alive is Etzel.
Yeah, Holmes just not able to get underneath it enough, as that one was pretty close over to that shed with a lot of the fielding equipment here at Bill and Louise Yarborough Stadium. So an opportunity to get out of this inning. Let's see if Estill will love a second chance here to try to drive home these two.
Pham throws. Another foul ball. This time the opposite way.
Good job staying alive. Just top that one over. It's a good pitch by Pham. Not much you could do with that one.
Exactly. Etzel's ready. Steps back to the batter's box. Pham throws. Ball in the dirt. Blocked by Snyder.
Yeah, it's going to be very important here with 2 outs and a runner at third for Snyder to be a wall back there and not let anything get by him.
He's been a wall so far in just this first inning. So many balls in the dirt. So many little dribblers getting away from him. Pham looks into his catcher. Gets the signs. He's ready. And a ball through 4. That was a really close pitch. Etzel takes his base now. Bases are loaded with 2 outs on the top of the first inning. Now we have Ray Fuentes stepping to the batter's box. Not really the situation Pham wanted to be in after retiring the 2 batters in a row.
Yeah, now you got to take advantage of the bottom part of the lineup and try to get this 9-hole hitter out, but obviously this Prune Packers lineup is very potent.
Another ball blocked by Snyder. 1-0 the count.
Ray Fuentes III is a teammate of Estill at University of Houston. Led the team in batting average at .421, so not exactly a break here, as you would expect the 9-hole hitter to kind of be a weaker part of the lineup that a starting pitcher can exploit, but you're batting .421 at D1 level.
It's like he's the leadoff part 2.
Mm-hmm. Oh, excuse me. That was at Alvin Community College, but still at the community college level to be tops. Very impressive.
2-1 the count now to Fuentes. Pham looking into the catcher. Fuentes ready. Pham sets. He throws. And a healthy swing and a miss by Fuentes. Now it's 2-2 the count. Again, we are still in the top of the first inning. Bases are loaded. 2 outs here. Let's see what Fuentes can do.
And amazingly, Pham still has only given up those 3 runs that on that 1 3-run home run by Freeze. So trying to limit the damage.
Ball in the dirt. Full count now to Fuentes. You think this is a make or break kind of pitch for him now?
Oh, absolutely, because it's turns the lineup over to 3 guys who got on base previously, and usually when a good hitter sees you one time, the second time it's even more difficult to get them out. So it's going to be important here to try to get Fuentes here in this 3-2 count.
Pham throws, and a healthy swing and a miss by Fuentes. Pham retires him.
Huge strikeout to get out of that bases loaded jam with 2 outs, limit the damage to only to 3, and try to get your offense to help you out here in the bottom of the first.
Exactly. It's 3-0 Packers. We'll be right back in the bottom of the first inning.
This is Alex Pham. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Welcome back, everyone, here in the bottom of the first inning. Vinny Margiotta leads off for the Rock Hounds. We have Nolan Bond on the mound for the Packers.
Yeah, Margiotta, familiar to SCSN fans as he played for the Solano Falcons last year, a transfer out of University of the Pacific. Batted .287 for the Falcons.
Quick strike to Margiotta.
And Margiotta also had a 314 on base percentage, couple that with a 341 slugging percentage, and he played in 39 of the 40 games for the Falcons.
And a quick 0-2 to Vinny Margiotta. Bond attacking the strike zone very quickly.
So in a season ravaged by injury for the Solano Falcons, Margiotta was really the consistent person in the lineup for the Falcons.
And he rips that right up to the second baseman, and he is retired.
Great glove over there by Marcus Chu. We talked about his offensive numbers, but there, the short hop to have the discipline to keep the glove down there, not let it go under his glove, gets that tricky short hop for the out number 1 to Margiotta.
Exactly. Now we have Willie Hamza stepping to the batter's box.
Yeah, Hamza goes to Brown University, so an Ivy Leaguer here for the Rock Hounds out of Anchorage, Alaska. Is going to enter his junior year.
Dribble right to the pitcher as Bond drops it, recovers, throws, and Willie is retired.
Yeah, Bond was not shaken, not stirred over there as he failed to clean that, field that one cleanly, but kept his composure throughout Hamza. So quick 4 pitches, 2 outs for Bond.
Now we have Mr. Bay Valence leading in the batting average, Jack Pridey, stepping to the batter's box.
Exactly, 429 batting average for Jack Pridey. Had an excellent 2 years.
And he first pitch shoots it to the shortstop as he throws, and Pridey's retired on the first pitch.
Yeah, so 1 pitch outs for Bond, so very quick 5 pitch inning, and we're headed to the top of the second.
We'll be right back, everyone. Welcome back, everybody. We are here at the top of the second inning. Packers lead the Rock Hounds 3-0. Fan back out on the mound. We have Bryce Nagata leading off yet again.
Yeah, he single came around to score in the top of the first inning.
Wild pitch. 1-0 the count. He was involved in the Tyler Freeze 3-run jack right over the right field wall.
Yeah, he got that inning leading off there with a single into shallow left field.
Ball 2 to Nagata.
And last thing Pham wants to do is get the leadoff hitter on the base paths again. Seemed to struggle out of the stretch in the first inning.
He needs to do what Nolan Bond did earlier in the bottom of the first, quick inning.
Yeah, he would really love a 5-pitch inning right here. Not possible as he's already thrown 3 pitches.
But still.
Yeah, something like it would be great here.
2-1 the count to Nagata. Pham throws. Catches the corner for strike 2. 2-2 the count now.
Yeah, and there's been some close calls there from behind the plate that haven't gone Pham's way. So that one definitely a benefit. 3-1 versus a 2-2, completely different at-bats. So trying to put away Nagata here.
Full count now as the ball was low.
Yeah, that breaking ball just missed. Either wanted Nagata to offer at that one or to swing over the top of that one to get a ground out. But good discipline by Nagata to notice that one was going to go out of the strike zone.
Pham looks into Snyder. He throws. Ball away for a walk.
And that one, you just saw the thinking process of Pham as it took a little bit to decide what pitch he wanted to try to throw to put away Nagata. And
it almost feels like they're not in sync, really, Snyder and
maybe
Pham.
it was a not being in sync issue or just trying to aim it. Just to be a little too careful with it and missed. Either way, leadoff hitter on yet again for the second time is Nagata.
Marcus Chu now steps in. Takes the first pitch away. I know something. Hunter Snyder is having a day back there. Whether it's like the ball's going away, whether it's him blocking it or him reaching across his chest. He's having a workout back there. Pham throws. And ball, too. 2-0 the count.
Sometimes when you've been falling behind a lot in counts against these Healdsburg hitters, you lose the benefit of the doubt with the home plate umpire. So the close pitch not going his way. I mentioned that in the last at-bat. Sometimes those close pitches have just been called balls.
3-0 the count now, and it's still no one warming up in the Rock Hounds pen. Pham looks into Snyder. He sets. And he throws. Strike.
Taken all the way was Chu with a 3-0 count. Here, expect a 3-1 count to try to use that power that he displayed at Marin.
And they got it at first. Chu in the box. And a pop-up. Right to Pridey. Runs. Catches it. Almost a third base.
But Pridey did a good job of vocalizing that he had it.
Yep.
And so the catcher, the pitcher, they let the guy who had the best angle of it call it off, and Pridey able to put it away for out number 1.
Now we have Tyler Freeze, who hit the 3-run home run. The only runs that have scored, Tyler Freeze. Pham looks, he throws. Strike.
And Freeze not too happy about taking that one for a first pitch strike. Thought that might have been just a bit outside, but home plate umpire says that was right on the outside corner.
Runner goes, popped up, right to the left fielder, and he is retired.
Good job by Krebs to put that away for out number 2. Hit and run was on, just shows the confidence Healdsburg has in a really good hitter like Freeze to put the bat on the ball, try to jumpstart this offense.
Bryce Nagata is still at first base as Ryder Coons now steps to the plate.
Yeah, Coons was the last Healdsburg player to get a hit against of Pham when he hit a double with nobody on, obviously, as Freeze had just cleared the bases.
Quick strike. And it's good to emphasize that most of these were walks.
Yes.
They weren't just like really good hitting, it was just walks.
Yeah, 4 walks so
passes.
far by Pham, 3 in the first inning. Obviously Nagata at first.
Runner goes. Snyder throws way into the air, air milling into center field. Nagata trots around third. He's there, and then
Goes into the dugout.
goes into the dugout, so he scores on that play.
Yeah.
Little League play.
Yeah, Little League home run, basically, as Nagata goes 270 feet in a matter of seconds as he gets a steal straight up, and the error by Snyder lets him advance to third, and then the error by center fielder Max Smith allows him to score.
2 errors on one play. That's something that the Rock Hounds did not need coming off that 3-run inning. A swing and a miss, and he is retired.
Yeah, on that steal attempt, it was a swing and a called second strike. So there, gets out of the inning, 1 run comes across, and Prune Packers lead 4-0.
It is 4-0. They lead the Rock Hounds. We'll be right back in the bottom of the second inning. Welcome back, everybody, here in the bottom of the second inning. It is 4-0 Packers over the Rock Hounds. We have Tyler Stover now leading off in the second inning.
And talking about welcome back to Tyler Stover, as he played last year at University of Louisiana Lafayette.
He's also the son of Coach Stover.
Yes. Also an alum of the Solano College Sports Network.
Yes.
2 years ago, he was the main color guy on baseball games.
1-1 the count now to Stover. Looking to start the rally for the Rock Hounds.
Last year with the Raging Cajuns, he had 23 starts, 16 as a DH, 6 at first base, 1 in right field.
He dribbles that to the third baseman. And he is retired. That's Celta Coons.
Right fielder, Evan Facenda.
Now we have Evan Facenda coming up to the plate. 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning, 4-0 over the Rock Hounds.
Facenda plays now at Clark College, but another Solano alum, had 2 years here as a Falcon.
Bond throws. Healthy rip by Facenda.
Yeah, very aggressive hitter. No surprise that he tries to go first pitch swinging there.
I love the stirrups he's rocking today, too. Can always appreciate a little throwback. Bond's ready. He throws. Pitch outside. 1-2 the count now.
And Facenda actually pitched that 9th inning that was played here before the game today to finish out that makeup game that was called due to darkness at Healdsburg. But here, obviously not pitching. He's playing right field. Versatile player, can play both corner, outfield positions as well as first base.
2-1 the count now to Facenda.
And you had a chance to interview him.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was actually really fun. I interviewed him and Garland Webster as well, and it was actually a really fun interview. They're really good guys. It was exciting for them to come back, too. They did the, what do you call it when they say that their names and press day? Or
yeah, media day.
Media day.
Yeah.
They did good, though. They know what to do. He fouls that off. 3-2 the count now.
Yeah, they're veterans of the process here. Done it plenty of times. They did Rock Hound Media Day last year. They did Solano when we did stuff with them when they played here. So definitely some experience going through the whole process.
Which makes it better for us, too.
Yeah, it makes it easier.
Full count. Bond throws and a swing and a miss. He is retired with a strikeout.
Yeah, Bond just kind of noticed a hole there in Facenda's swing, and that looked identical to the first strike that Facenda swung and missed at, kind of same location. So Bond able to get his first strikeout of the afternoon.
Max Smith now steps to the plate. He's playing center field today for the Rock Hounds.
Smith out of UNLV.
A little outside. Ball 1.
Started in 12 of the 29 games he played in with the Rebels, batting 179 with 10 hits. 3 went for extra bases, 2 triples and a double, and drove in 6 runs.
A little high. 2-0 the count.
So good hitters count here for Smith, looking for something to drive here. 2-0, 2 outs. Would love to get on base, but if you can find something to drive.
Exactly. Bond throws and a strike. I was actually 2-1 the count. I was actually watching MLB Central a couple weeks ago, and Eric Burns, former MLB player, was saying how in every at-bat he looks to hit a home run. I don't know if he was joking or he sounded serious, but I know that's some mentality for some people, literally to just hit the ball hard and as far as they can.
Yeah, I don't know in a situation like this where you're down 4 runs and your home run would be nice for your statistics, but in the game of baseball, it'd be much more beneficial to just get on and try to start a rally here, 2 outs.
Yeah.
So.
2-2 the count. Bond throws. Ball 3. Full count now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. I just thought it was comedy when Burns said that.
Yeah.
He just says some crazy stuff.
He does. He's definitely an interesting character.
Bond's ready. He throws, and he smacks that into the gap, and it's gone. I'm sorry for the pause, but it's a home run for Max Smith as he trots the bases now.
So we talked about the home run power. Max Smith got the pitch he wanted for with that full count, 2 outs. Drove it over the right center field wall for the first run for the Rock Hounds.
We were just talking about how everyone wants to hit a home run. He did it, so he proved me right. Thank you, Smith. Now we have Kyle Krebs stepping to the plate. It was Bryce Nagata who deked me. I thought he was under it. Ball low, 1-0 the count to Krebs.
Yeah, off the bat, I definitely thought it was going to split the outfielders at least, but it carried nicely here, as it's not very windy, as you can see at the flags here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium.
Yeah, so give him the credit for that power.
Yeah, so that was not wind-aided at all. That was just some muscle, as Kyle Krebs, redshirt freshman for the Falcons, also has joined us in the booth. So a couple of former broadcasters for us in this game.
Dribbler. Bond's he throws, and Krebs is retired.
Second put out by Bond, and he gets out of that with just the home run given up.
Yep, and now it is 4-1. Packers over the Rock Hounds. We'll be right back in the top of the third inning.
This is Evan Pacina. Thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
And welcome back, everyone. We are here in the top of the third inning. It is 4-1 Packers over the Rock Hounds after a Max Smith home run.
Yeah, Smith definitely making up for that error in the field that kind of allowed that fourth run for the Prune Packers to come across with the run of his own driven in by that solo shot.
We have Nick Orr as he takes the first pitch and pops it up. Vinny's under it, and he makes the out.
Yeah, no clouds here at this point in the afternoon, so Vinny able to put that away for out number one.
And it's a first pitch, so that's pretty good, too. Now we have Cole Brodnitsky stepping to the plate. One out here.
He was the first batter retired by Pham.
Takes the first pitch as a strike.
As he flew out to Evan Facenda in right.
Pham looking to get back into the game after the first inning that seemed to never end for him. He throws a little low. 1-1 the count now.
Yeah, after the Prune Packers sent all 9 batters in the first inning, only 4 had plate appearances in the second.
Ball gets away from Snyder. 2-1 the count. Defense needs to be a little bit more tight for the Rock Hounds. Pham's ready. And he throws, and it's a chopper up the middle past Margiotta for a single. A for effort for Margiotta, though, to get dirty.
It was a good plate appearance by Brodnansky to really reach out and hit that one right back up the middle, as he didn't have too much lower body into it, but he definitely got it on the barrel and was able to hit it between, just out of the reach of Margiotta.
We have Dane Toftland now. Runner on first. First pitch is a swing and a miss.
Toftland struck out looking. One of the 3 strikeouts by Pham so far in this game.
Quick 0-1 count to Toftland. Pham's ready. He throws. Strike 2. 0-2 the count
so
now.
It's kind of been Jekyll and Hyde a little bit with Pham. Either he falls behind 2-0 or he's ahead in the count 0-2 a lot of the time. So kind of that inconsistency that you'd love to work on this summer.
Yeah. He throws. Ball gets away from Snyder. Brodnansky is safe at second.
That was just a good read by Brodnansky because he had a good view of that breaking ball that was going to be in the dirt. So he had a nice secondary lead as he got a good jump once it hit off the mask of Snyder to take second.
Snyder needs to be a wall back there, as Pham has shown that a lot of pitches get past him. He throws. Ball low.
That was
2-2 the count.
Really tough for a shorter catcher like Snyder, as that one bounced so far in front of the dirt that he would basically have to stand up for it to hit his chest protector. So that one, not much you can do. Maybe try to knock it down with your glove, if anything, but that one was really tough for Snyder to get. That one's a lot more successful of a pitch to block because he's a shorter catcher, so he's lower to the ground. Doesn't have much of a 5-hole, basically, to kind of go through the legs. You just got to stick your glove down there. So that was a good block there by Snyder.
Full count to Toughlin now. Pham looks at second. He throws, and he rips it to left field. Kyle Krebs chases, but it's foul.
Yeah, just hooked it a little too much, but that definitely had the distance to get out of here as it sailed over the left field wall, but luckily just to the left of the foul pole.
I mean, we have 2 home runs so far in the game. It's only the 3rd inning.
Yeah, and Summer League, Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium plays a little bit smaller than it typically does during the spring semester that we're accustomed to with a lot of winds. With the hot temperatures, obviously here, not much of a breeze, so the ball's a little more lively.
He pops it up. Holmes under it, and he makes the catch. Tafel is retired. Another cool thing I noticed is that they're using wooden bats, too, instead of metal.
Yeah, definitely the league that they're in is kind of geared towards the pro style, as no metal bats, just the wood.
Landon Etzel now steps to the plate. I actually like the wood better than the metal, just for, personal. Pham throws. First pitch, he fouls it back, way back.
And Estel walked his first plate appearance, so no official at-bats, but did reach base.
0-1 the count now. We are in the top of the 3rd inning, 2 outs. He throws to second, but he is safe.
Yeah, the pickoff play was on as LeBeau hadn't actually reached second base by the time Pham had turned around. Good job by LeBeau to not let that get into center field. Otherwise, that could have been a similar situation that we saw on the stolen base by Nagata.
Where the runner eventually scored. Pham throws home. Pitch fouled back again. 0-2 the count now to Etzel.
You kidding? I'd have a heart attack. We'll try to get up by tomorrow morning. We'll be doing
Cole Bronnansky is at second base. LeBeau playing normal position right now. Not really checking on the runner. Pham throws. Pops it up. Vinny calls for it. And he makes a catch for the 3rd out.
So 3 pop-ups are the 3 outs here in the 3rd as Margiotta handled 2 of them. Holmes has the other. And the Prune Packers get held scoreless for the first time.
Yep. And we will be right back in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Logan Finley, and thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Hi, this is Dominic Foscalina. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Well, welcome back, everyone. Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Packers lead the Rock Hounds 4-1 as the catcher Hunter Snyder steps to the plate.
Hunter Snyder, red-shirted for the Falcons, was primarily the bullpen catcher.
Takes the first pitch as a strike.
You'll definitely see cameos if you watch the Solano baseball season, as if, let's say, who was just Jared Denning just came off of an at-bat, Hunter Snyder would catch the pitcher to warm them up.
Dribbles out foul. 0-2. Quick 0-2 count to Snyder.
Snyder briefly had a stay at Youngstown State in Pennsylvania, where he started 21 games, batted 180, with 3 runs scored, 2 doubles, and 4 RBIs. Only 1 error in those 21 games. So definitely the defensive prowess that we've seen is nothing new to Snyder's playing style.
Bond's ready. Snyder dribbles that to Coons, and he is retired.
So now that is a ground out to every single defensive position besides first base unassisted. Excuse me, that was the first base unassisted.
We have Kenny LeBeau now stepping to the plate.
So there's been a ground out to first, a ground out to second, a ground out to short, a ground out to third, and 2 ground outs to the first to the pitcher.
He just hit. It's a cycle.
Yeah. A defensive cycle, basically.
Yeah. 1-0 the count now to Kenny.
LeBeau posted great numbers for Granite Bay High School. 395 average, 498 on base percentage, 520 slugging.
Ball low.
66 hits and 167 at-bats with 52 runs scored, 29 RBIs, 17 doubles. So offensive threat here in the 9-hole.
Bond rubs the ball a little bit. Seems to be ready.
So far, Bond's only hit given up has been that Max Smith solo home run.
He throws. LeBeau smacks that foul into what looks like a little busy bullpen. Someone's getting warmed up over there. So Bond's actually pitching a 1-hitter right now.
Mm-hmm.
2-1 the count now. Ball high, 3-1.
Very easy take for LeBeau, as that one not even close. So after that 2-0 hitters count, we saw LeBeau get very aggressive. Expect to see something similar here in a good hitters count 3-1.
Bond throws. And ball 4. LeBeau walks.
And there, I think for the first time, Bond saw the strike zone be a little smaller than he's used to, as LeBeau took that close pitch for ball 4 for a 1-out base runner.
Vinny Margiotta now leading off, or back to the leadoff spot. He steps to the plate.
And Vinny had 15 sacrifice hits on the season for the Falcons. So here with 1 out, runner at first, could be a possible sack situation.
First pitch, he hits that hard and deep, and it is a base hit, and LeBeau's round second base. He hits to third. It's a stand-up double for Margiotta.
Yeah, Margiotta really put a charge into that one on the outside corner, going with the pitch location and putting some backspin on it, as Ray Fuentes, the right fielder, not able to get there. I think the only thing preventing the base runner LeBeau from scoring was that he had to hold up just in case Fuentes got there. But with it dropping down, 2 runners in scoring position for Willie Holmesa.
Yeah, they're down by 3 runs. They don't want to make an out at home plate. They want to keep the lineup going to ensure more runs.
I believe the pitcher warming up is Cole Eigenhaus.
Holmesa smacks that right to the second baseman, and he's safe, as Ryder Coons was off the bag.
Yeah,
LeBeau scores on that play.
Yeah. So LeBeau comes in for the second run, and E4 on Marcus Chu with the high throw that pulls Coons off the bag. So runners at the corners now.
Jack Pridey now steps to the plate with runners on first and third.
I was going to compliment Holmesa for getting that productive out, but obviously standing at first, a cherry on top.
Now the lineup keeps moving as Jack Pridey gets hit. Bases are now loaded with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
This is all happening very quickly as first pitch for Holmesa, first pitch for Margiotta, and first pitch for Pridey getting hit. So now bases loaded. Your best hitter in the lineup, Tyler Stover, the DH, in a prime run-producing at-bat here for a very dangerous hitter.
Bases are juiced for him here in the bottom of the 3rd. Only 1 out. Bond in a situation he isn't used to so far in the game. He throws. Stover takes the first pitch as a ball low. 1-0 the count.
Yeah, good discipline by Stover. That pitch has been called a ball, even though it's close to lay up off of that one.
Bond looks into Orr, his catcher. He's ready. He throws. Another pitch outside for ball 2.
And so now great hitters count, 2-0. Expect something along the lines of that 3-run home run with a freeze where you're looking for a specific pitch in a specific location that you can really drive. So selective power here by Stover.
Rock Hounds are itching back. He smacks that ball into the gap. Margiotta scores. Holmza scores. Prides dives back to third base.
And that's a very dangerous play by Pridey. You never want to make an out on a base running mistake, so he had to be sure that he was going to get in there safely. And he did. So 2 RBIs for Stover on that base hit.
Like you said, he's a cleanup hitter. And he saw the pitch in the location that he wanted, and he attacked it. Now we have Evan Facenda now. It is 4-4 now. The tables have turned for Bond. Takes the first pitch low. 1-0 the count. I mean, in the first inning, it was 5 pitches?
Yeah, 5 pitches. Margiotta got out on 3 and then 2 first pitch outs. But here, definitely the tables have turned.
Runners on the corner now. Still 1 out. Facenda smacks that into the gap. Pridey trots in easily. Stover goes to second as Facenda has an RBI single. It is now 5-4 Rock Hounds over the Packers.
Center fielder, Max Smith.
So the Rock Hounds getting this rally as, like I said, this is all happening very quickly. Bond only had given up 1 hit in his 2 innings of work, looked really in control, getting 5 groundouts and a strikeout with his stuff, and it looked like this inning was going to start out that way too, with Hunter Snyder getting a first out on a groundout as well. But Kenny LeBeau walked. Vinny Margiotta really got this rally going with that opposite field double, and then Holmza's reaching on that error really was big because you would have 2 outs in the inning with a runner at third versus runners at first and third, with 1 out. So
and then hitting Pridey, just giving him a free pass basically. And a lot of these have been like first pitch attacks too. And you look into their bullpen and no one's getting warmed up. It's Bond's game.
Yeah, and Facenda just on that last hit, that was first pitch swinging as well. So a lot of this happening early in these at-bats, which really gets the momentum churning, and the lineup starts turning over.
Max Smith now. First pitch is low and away, 1-0 the count.
Already has 1 home run.
But like you said, it's quickly that's happening. It's not like they're taking pitches or fouling off. It's just back to back to back. Bond's ready as he looks into his catcher Orr. Takes a peek at second, where Stover is at. He throws. Pitch called a ball.
And Smith's got to love that call, because 1-1 versus 2-0, definitely a much more favorable position to be in a 2-0 count for the hitter, because you know the pitcher has to challenge here.
Still 1 out here in the bottom of the third, as Smith smacks that into left field, but Etzel makes the catch for out number 2. That looked good right off the bat, though.
Yeah, just not really put in a position where it was going to go down the line or split the defenders. It was kind of right at the left fielder Estel. So we'll see if Krebs can do some 2-out damage here with a runner in scoring position in Stover and Facenda standing at first.
He throws. Pitch called a strike. 0-1 the count to Krebs.
And should Krebs reach, then Hunter Snyder will be batting for the second time in this half inning alone.
Stover at second, Facenda at first. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. Dribbles that right up the middle, and he is retired. What an inning for the Rock Hounds, though. Quick turnout. It will be right back in the top of the fourth inning. Welcome back, everyone. We are here in the top of the fourth inning. We have Ray Fuentes as he pops that up. Foul.
Just back behind us is that just missed our tent.
Thankfully, we have the tent.
One of these days it's going to just hit the tent and just kind of pop the room. I swear. Ooh.
A swing and a miss. Oh, into the count.
Great pitch by Pham to get out in front of Fuentes. Had no lower body in that swing.
Rock Hounds lead the Packers 5-4 after a monster bottom third. Fuentes pops it up. Pridey's under it, and he makes the catch.
So Pham, 4 straight pop-out outs, as that one is in the foul territory, but these Prune Packers haven't been able to barrel up any of his stuff since the second inning. Actually, since the first inning, has only given up 1 hit in his last 2 1/3.
Yeah, and then the fourth run that was scored was an error, so it wasn't on him.
Yeah.
As Bryce Nagata steps to the plate.
Speaking of, he was the man that scored on said error.
0-1 the count. 1 out here in the top of the fourth inning. It's been a weird game. It looked like the Packers were just going to dominate on the Rock Hounds, and then next thing you know, they're up 5-4.
I mean, that's baseball. No lead is safe, especially a early first run output like the Healdsburg Prune Packers had. You have 9 whole offensive at-bats, half innings to try to get back into that one.
Ball low.
So as long as they don't put up like a 10 spot.
Yeah.
A 4-run lead is definitely surmountable. Yeah.
Yeah, Bond had the first, the 5 pitches, like I keep mentioning. It looked like it was going to be his game, but the Rock Hounds said no. As Nagata smacks that ball to the left field, and it drops in front of Krebs for a single.
Yeah, second hit like that as he led off the game with a similar type of single. But I mentioned it earlier in the first inning where if they turn the lineup over, facing guys for the second and third time, that's when the offensive damage can be done because they've seen you now.
And they're more patient.
You no longer get the element of surprise. You get more of a timing because now you've seen the release point, you've seen the motion, so it's harder to get guys out the second and third time around.
Chu pops up the first pitch right to Homza. And he is retired.
So, again, another pop-out. 6 pop-outs in these 3 2/3 innings that Pham has pitched.
But you know what? For Pham, he'll take any out.
Oh,
he doesn't care if it's a strikeout or a ground out or anything of that.
It's not on the hitter necessarily that these are all pop-outs. It's on his stuff, too. Yeah, he's missing barrels, and that's the important part.
Good to see him settling down, too. As Freeze bunts that. They're letting it go, and it's still fair.
Yeah, that's the only play to make, though, because if Pham touches that and he makes a hurried throw, that can go down the right field line, and with the amount of space in foul territory for the right fielder for Evan Facenda to get there, the runner from second standing at first, Nagata, with his speed, he would score easily.
Yeah.
And Shu would have been standing at third, so you just hope it goes foul. It hit the cut of the grass where you hoped it would trickle foul, and it just didn't. So that's just the breaks.
And Freeze hit a 3-run home run in the first inning, so I don't think anyone was prepared for him to bunt.
Exactly.
So it was a smart play by him as well. As Ryder Coons now steps to the plate and fouls off the first pitch. 0-1 the count.
And that's a rally starter for the Healdsburg Prune Packers potentially, because you get a guy on with one pitch, and you hope your cleanup hitter does what a cleanup hitter is supposed to do, and drive in a speedy runner who's standing at second. So a really smart heads-up play by Freeze.
Pitch low by Pham.
Caught everybody off guard because Holmesville wasn't standing in on the cut of the grass expecting a bunt. So
Exactly. He hit a 3-run home run in the first inning.
Yeah.
And he bunts in his later at bat. Foul ball. 1-2 the count.
now you know why he's on base 800% of the time.
8 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
That is crazy. It's stuff like that.
It's still hard to believe. Like, even Barry
I don't
Bonds in his
believe it. I
greatest
don't care.
season
That's
in
kidding.
baseball was only on base like 60% of the time, maybe.
But that's good baseball
Yeah.
by, Oop. Pops that up again to Pridey, and he makes the out. What's that, 7?
That's 7 pop-outs now. 6 outs in a row have been recorded via the pop-out. This baseball. It's weird.
Pop out. There's no strikeouts. That's it. Just pop out.
Alex Pop-out instead of Alex
There
Pham.
you go, Alex Pop out. It is 5-4. Rock Hounds over the Packers. We'll be right back in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Leading off, catcher Hunter Snyder.
Welcome back, everyone, here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Rock Hounds lead the Packers 5-4 as Hunter Snyder steps to the plate.
Snyder grounded out to the first baseman Coons in his first at-bat. He completed our little ground-out cycle that we've been tracking. This is such a weird defensive game for both sides.
Oh, the ground outs and then
Yeah,
the pop-ups. As he grounds out to the shortstop, and he is retired.
Yeah, that was definitely a great play by Freeze over there at short, showing the glove.
Shortstop, Benny LeBeau.
If he took his time there, Snyder was booking it down the first base line. He made it a little closer. I thought it was going to be a ground out for sure, but good hustle by Snyder.
You love to see those hustles, too. Just because it's on the ground doesn't mean it's an out automatically. As the first pitch to Kenny LeBeau is a strike.
You got to give kudos to the shortstop for not kind of being complacent, being like, oh, this is the catcher. He's not going to be fast. He's not going to hustle down the line. But he still made a really quick transition from the glove to throwing hand.
Exactly. 1-1 the count now to LeBeau.
He walked and scored to start the rally there for the Rockville Rock Hounds.
Pitch looked like it almost hit him. Gets to the backstop. 2-1 the count. I know, but the game has really been weird defensively, like you mentioned. 7 pop-ups. Most of them, they're all to Pridey. Every time I look up, it's to Pridey. And then, was it the ground outs you said?
Yeah, ground out to every single defensive position in 3 innings.
LeBeau singles to left field. He's rounding first. He heads to second. And he slides safely. Didn't need the slide. He would have been there safely still, standing up as he hits a double.
Just a little style points, as it was good opposite field approach there by LeBeau to just get it inside of the line there over on the left field outfield. And it was a long run for Edstall to try to get to that one. So a good double here with 1 out. And Margiotta, speaking of doubles, doubled his last at-bat.
And, all the outfielders, usually the outfielders are standing around. It's mostly in the infield. They get more action. As Margiotta into the hole. And that's a single as LeBeau stops at third. And he gets to second.
Yeah, Fuentes made a mistake, and he overthrew his cutoff man, Chu. And so it went all the way to Nick Orr, and Orr wasn't able to field it cleanly. And a good heads-up base running by Vinny Margiotta to notice that he overthrew the cutoff man, and since Orr couldn't field it cleanly, he could take second easily, and he does so.
It's smart base running like that helps your team score the runs that they need to score.
Because with one out, you get out of the double play situation with Holmza, and so now Holmza's in a strictly run-producing at-bat here with 2 runners in scoring position instead of just the one.
Exactly. As the first pitch is a strike to Holmza. Now runners are on third and second. Like you said, the double play is out, so he has more of an opportunity to just focus on getting the RBI. Bond throws. Low into the dirt. 1-1 the count now to Willie Holmza. The winds have died down significantly. It was just a little breezy, but the flags look like they stopped moving. Bond throws. High. 2-1 the count now.
And Holmza had a really good productive at-bat in the exact same situation with runners at second and third as he hit a grounder right back up the middle, but Chu, with a high throw, allowed Holmza to be safe over at first. And he came around to score as well.
Rock Hounds were down 4-0 until a Smith home run and then the rally in the third inning. As that catches a corner. 2-2 the count to Holmza.
That one was a close one. We've seen that similar location called a ball. So got to be a little frustrating for Holmza, but you can't let that get to you in this at-bat. Still 2-2. Good opportunity here to drive in a run, maybe 2.
Bond ready. Dribbles that. Past the pitcher. Chu mishandles it as Vinny Margiotta scores on that play. The mishandling by Chu.
Yeah, again, a defensive miscue by Marcus Chu allows a second run to score as he just picked his glove up way too early as that one didn't get a second hop. It just stayed low, and with it going under his glove and Chu charging past it, Margiotta was able to score easily.
I mean, even if it was, a tough play, at least keep it in front of you so it would prevent the runner from scoring and keeping it, a 6-4 game instead of a 7-4 game now.
Yeah, I think he was going for the flashy little pull flip instead of just fielding it and try to just kill the ball.
Exactly.
I would still say that Holmza gets credit for a hit, but the second run would come on an error.
Jack Pridey now steps to the plate. Holmza at first. Still one out here in the bottom of the fourth.
Because it was hit so slowly that Chu would have had to made an excellent play to get Holmza out.
Bond throws. Hits Pridey again. And it's not like he's crowding the plate or anything. It's hitting him right in the numbers.
Yeah, I think this has been a similar inning to the last half inning as Snyder grounds out, LeBeau reaches, Margiotta gets a hit, and he advances to second. Holmza advances and reaches on a weird error, and now Pridey gets hit.
Wow,
yeah,
this is
very reminiscent of the last half inning, which is great for the
Rock
Hounds as they've now added 2 runs to the lead. Still only 1 out.
Stover now at bat. Cleanup DH hitter. Pridey at first and Holmza at second now.
And there's no activity in the Rock Hound bullpen.
We're here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Excuse me, the Prune Packer bullpen.
He throws. Takes it for a strike. It honestly, I will keep reiterating this. The first inning, it was so clean for Bond. 5 pitches where you looked at Pham and he had, it felt like a million pitches, a bunch of walks, all that stuff, and it's just completely shifted. Pham has settled and he's attacking the zone, and Bond just doesn't have the control anymore.
Yeah, they've just basically flipped afternoons as Pham started out really stressful, has settled down, and Bond has started out really cleanly and has gotten into back-to-back really stressful innings here. 2-1 is the count.
Similar stressful innings as well. Ball low, 3-1 the count as Holmza tries to steal third and he's out.
That is just not necessary. You're in scoring position with 1 out. the ball didn't.
You don't make the out at third base.
Yeah.
Where the first, second, third, you never make the out at third.
So Holmza gets caught trying to advance the extra 90 feet.
And it wasn't like it was a ball in the dirt getting away from Orr. It was just, he just decided to take third.
Yeah, it was very aggressive. I don't think it was.
With Stover up there?
Exactly.
You know, you stay your position.
And you're up 3.
Yeah.
So you got to know the situation in baseball. A lot of these things are situational. So you're up 3, you're in scoring position for a good hitter. If he gets something in a gap, you score easily. And the guy on deck got an RBI single his last at-bat. So even if he does reach base, you're still in a position to...
Full count to Stover, but the ball gets away from Orr, and he reaches to first. However, Pridey is thrown out at third, trying to advance further. Another out at third base. Again, you cannot make an out at third, whether it's the first, second, or like Pridey did right now, third.
Yeah, but if you want to look on the bright side, Rock Hounds still score 2 and add to the lead as they lead 7-4.
Exactly, and we'll be right back in the top of the 6th inning. Welcome back, everyone, here in the top of the 5th inning, not the 6th, the 5th. We have a new pitcher. We have Cole Eigenheiss.
No. Yeah, Cole Eigenheiss. He's a very tall right-handed pitcher, 6'6", 200 pounds, out of Benicia High. Signed his letter of intent to play at University of Washington.
Nick Orr is now at plate.
And he takes a first pitch strike as Eigenheiss at Benicia High School had a stellar 19-3 record.
Ball low. 1-0 the count now to Orr.
With a 1.68 ERA, 36 appearances for the tall righty. Struck out 199 in his varsity career versus 94 walks and 183 innings pitched. So kind of similar numbers to Alex Pham in terms of the strikeout to walk ratio.
Ball way high. 2-1 the count now to Nick Orr.
So over a strikeout an inning, but about a walk every other inning. 192 batting average against just shows his stuff, though.
Wow, 192?
Mm-hmm.
It's 3-1 now to Nick Orr. 7-4, Rock Hounds over the Packers here in the top of the 5th inning. Going into the game, you didn't expect that to be the score. As Nick Orr walks on ball 4.
I definitely would have expected a high-scoring game, though, from both sides, as both offenses have some firepower. So definitely halfway through this ball game, I don't think the scoring has stopped for either side. So this should be definitely an exciting game going forward.
The way that Bond was pitching, you'd think that he would have lasted 7 innings, maybe like 8. Got out in the 4th. 4th was his last.
Yeah, finally some activity as a lefty is warming up. Excuse me, a right-handed pitcher is warming up for the Prune Packers.
Alex Pham settled in after the rough first inning. Was it like 372 pop-ups, was it? Something like that.
Something around there.
It's 1-0 the count to Cole Brodnansky.
Yeah, Brodnansky singled his last at-bat, but was stranded after a series of pop-ups, and he also flew out to right field. Devin Vicente, so 1 for 2, looking to start a rally here with a runner at first with nobody out.
Cole sets, and he throws. Ball low in the dirt. Snyder kind of lost it for a moment, gathered himself.
It's very deliberate is Eigenheiss. Has a little hitch in his delivery that I think if the first base runner or can time up, he can steal off of Eigenheiss because it kind of takes him a little while to unload.
Well, he's so tall. A swing and a miss. Ball gets past him. Or steals second. Goes back. Tries to go to third after the ball gets past Snyder. Goes back to second, however.
Yeah, clean steal by Orr, as that one, it hit off of the right heel of Hunter Snyder and trickled away from him, but good athleticism by the catcher to get to the ball and hold Orr to just 90 feet.
It looked like he was going to go all the way until he saw that Snyder already had the ball.
And he just saw in the last half inning 2 different Rock Hounds get thrown out over at third base.
He throws, ball in the dirt. 3-1 the count to Cole Brodnansky.
Yeah, a couple of Coles here. Cole Brodnansky, Cole Eigenheis.
Eigenheis. Say that 5 times fast.
Eigenheis,
Okay.
Eigenheis.
That was medium, Brian. He throws. Little dribbler right back to Eigenheis. He throws to first, and he is retired.
So 1 for 3 for the DH for the Prune Packers, as I'll bring up Toftelin.
Second baseman.
Say Toftelin 5 times fast.
Toftelin. Eigenheis. Toftelin is 0 for 2 as he struck out looking and popped out to the third baseman Willie Holmesa in his last at bat.
Nick Orr at second. Eigenheis throws. Kind of in the dirt. Blocked by Snyder.
Yeah, low and in. Didn't quite hit the dirt. As Toftelin, for a big guy, has a good lean to his batting stance.
Eigenheis throws. In front of Snyder, or stays put at second. Quick 2-0 the count to Toftelin. Coach Stover now having a meeting up there with the big lefty. In this situation, what do you think Stover's telling Cole?
Well, I think just it's delivery stuff, really, and he hasn't had control since he's been put in, as he walked Orr on 5 pitches. Pretty easy takes 2 for Orr, and he fell behind the count to Brodnansky, and behind the count here 2-0, so 3 straight hitters. You want to settle your pitcher down and obviously give him what you're seeing from the dugout, because as a right-handed pitcher, he's facing the Rock Hounds dugout, so they're obviously seeing where his release point is, what he's doing mechanically, so just trying to give him some tips mechanically to try to repeat his delivery to be a little bit more consistent.
Called strike on the corner. 2-1 the count to Toftelin.
And he's been missing high and low, so it's been maybe he's just overcorrecting himself out there, as sometimes you do that as you want to get the ball up if you're too low, and vice versa.
Eigenheis throws, and a swing and a miss by Toftelin.
And he helped him out there, as that one wasn't in the strike zone, but it was tempting enough for Toftelin to chase.
Nick Orr still at second base, looking for his 6-hole hitter, Dane Toftelin, to score him. Eigenheis looks into second. He throws, and he smacks that foul. Third base coach did not flinch.
Yeah, these baseball coaches have been around usually, so they know when a ball comes close to them, when they should move and when they shouldn't.
Game definitely slowed down too. It went by really quickly with the Rock Hounds when they had the rally inning in the third, as Toftelin smacks that to left field, out of the reach for Kyle Krebs. Nick Orr rounds third, heading home. Toftelin into second safely, and now it's 7-5. Rock Hounds over the Packers.
Yeah, and they're just you can see sort of the not familiar territory. Kyle Krebs playing in left. But give credit to Toftelin, who really got a good barrel on that pitch, and he laced a line drive right over the head of Kyle Krebs for a double.
Now we have Landon Etzel stepping to the plate. Toftelin at second. Only 1 out in the inning, and 7-5. First pitch, low.
Yeah, breaking ball. Good take by Estel as he's 0 for 1 with a walk in his first plate appearance, and he popped out to Vinny Margiotta to end the third inning.
Called strike. 1-1 the count to Etzel.
That last pitch kind of looked like Eigenheis was guiding it on that outside corner.
Eigenheis throws. Lips a little bit high.
Yeah, that one just squirted out of the hands. It looked like maybe a changeup or a breaking ball that just, like I said, squirted out of the hands.
Got away from him.
Just got away from him.
2-1 the count to Etzel. Still in the top of the 5th inning. Eigenheis throws. Taflin steals third as Snyder came up but couldn't get a good grip of the ball.
I mean, I mentioned his delivery before. It's a very slow, deliberate, and he kind of has a hitch up at the top of it with his leg kick. So it's kind of easy to time for these base runners.
And they've picked up on that too.
They picked up on it, and he doesn't look them off enough or vary his pickoff attempts at all.
Pitch outside as he walks Etzel. Runners on the corners, 1 out here in the 5th.
Not the worst thing in the world to walk a guy here with 1 out.
To get the double play.
Obviously to set up the double play, but you can't be confident with control issues as the 3 of the first 4 batters that have come up in this inning have reached base.
Ray Fuentes now steps to the plate. Cole Eisenheis throws. Fuentes fouls it back. Quick 0-1 count to Fuentes. Runners are on the corner or at third. Excuse me, Taflin at third. Etzel at first. He steals second, and the runner on third scores on that play.
Yeah.
Etzel's safe at second.
And that's kind of that delay steal that you see a lot of baseball teams implement with less than 2 outs, because even if you get the out at second, that extra throw from second over to home, probably not enough time for them to get Toflin, and it only benefited that Snyder's throw was low and it got away from Margiotta.
And now they're itching back. It's 7-6 now. Rock Hounds leading by only 1 over the Packers, as it's 2-1 the count to Ray Fuentes.
Inching or itching?
Inching. My
Are they scratching?
Itching. Well, they're scratching their way up there. Clawing their way back up. There you go. Tomato, tomato, Brian. 3-1 the count to Ray Fuentes. Rock Hounds were leading 7-4 before the inning started. Now it's only by 1. He throws, smacks that into left field. Krebs chases. He chases, and it's off the wall behind Krebs. Etzel scores from second. The game is now tied 7-7 here in the top of the 5th inning after the ball hit off the wall and squirted away from Kyle Krebs.
Yeah, just an excellent barrel by Fuentes to hit that. It was probably about 5 feet off the wall, and it hit so hard it went past Krebs, and Max Smith backing him up was kind of didn't hit the ricochet that Smith was going to, so Krebs had to field it himself. Good job holding it to only a double, but man, the Prune Packers have rallied here with the new pitcher.
Nagata bunts that. Foul. Smart. They didn't expect the bunt. They were playing back. Normal depth.
Yeah, and I think that's what they noticed that earlier with Holmesa playing back with Freeze, getting that infield, that bunt single, and their Nagata trying to play a little small ball, because at worst you advance the runner over to third with 2 outs, and at best, you surprise them and you get on base. So I think it's a really heads-up play by Nagata to try to, on the first pitch, sneak a bunt in there.
Mm-hmm.
But unlucky that was a very high pitch by Eigenheis.
Another high pitch. 1-1 the count. We are at the top of the 5th inning. 7-7 the score. We are tied up here. 1-1 the count to Bryce Nagata, the leadoff hitter for the Prune Packers. He smacks that ball into the hole as Ray Fuentes rounds third, but he stays put there. The ball gets away from the cutoff, but Snyder blocks it. Fuentes back to third.
Yeah, unbelievably, I can't believe Nagata hadn't advanced on that throw, as that was a clear overthrow of the cutoff man. I don't think Nagata was expecting Krebs to try to throw out a runner coming home, especially on such a shallow hit ball.
Now we have Marcus Chu stepping up to the plate with runners on the corner, 1 out here.
And here's where Chu can really make up for the defensive miscues that he's had so far, 2 of them with the high throw, both on Willie Holmes's at-bats, the high throw and the ball getting under the glove.
As Nagata advances to second.
And the ball in the dirt was an easy take of second, and I think it was wise for Snyder to not try to throw out Nagata.
Especially with the runner on third there, so they won't take the lead.
But important 90 feet as it breaks up the double play possibility.
Eigenheis looks to just stop the damage here as he throws a strike. 1-1 the count now.
Yeah, so I think we've kind of noticed now a weakness in Eigenheis's game that he can start to work towards for the summer is just varying his delivery a little bit more, as that has been the 3rd stolen base in this half inning alone. And it's just because
they pick up on the
routine of it. It's just since it's so deliberate and it's easy to kind of find the rhythm of his pitching, he needs to vary his looks and throw over a little bit more when there's runners on base.
And it looks like he's just glancing too for just a quick second. You see a lot of pitchers just stare him down and then looking back to the catcher as Eigenheis throws that for a ball.
Yeah, like
2-2 the count.
You can double take. You can prolong the stare. You could just step off.
But then that might, some pitchers are very particular when it comes to how they pitch on them or how they are on the mound.
Yeah. And
so it's all in the comfort
zone. That's the catch-22 of it, is you don't want to throw your rhythm off as the pitcher. Because
Chu pops that up. Holmes is under it and makes the catch. Chu is retired on that play.
3rd pop out for Marcus Chu.
Altogether between both teams, that's like a lot too much. 2 outs here in just the top of the 5th. We are tied up here. Tyler Freeze now. He homered in the first, a 3-run home run, and then in his 3rd at-bat, he bunted, something that the Rock Hound 3rd baseman was not ready for. Took the first pitch for a ball. 1-0 the count. Eigenheis looks to end the damage right here with an out. 1-1 the count now to Tyler Freeze. A little meeting on the mound by Snyder. I think it's just him telling him, settle down, you just need 1 more out. We're almost there. A little pep talk.
And maybe just to get on the same page as well as what they want to do in terms of getting a dangerous hitter like Freeze out, who is 2 for 3 with the 3-run home run.
Eigenheis throws. And a strike.
And 2nd time now, Freeze upset about the outside strike call. The first time he was out, he got a unwelcome outside pitch called for a strike.
Runners on 2nd and 3rd. Eigenheis throws. Ball high. 2-2 the count now.
Yeah, quite the easy take there for Freeze. Is that one not tempting?
2-2 to Tyler Freeze. Eigenheis throws. Ball in the dirt, blocked by Snyder. Lost it a little bit, but Eigenheis was there to pick it up. Fuentes stays put at third.
And that's a couple of times now that's happened to Snyder, where he's done a good job of blocking the ball, but in terms of finding it after he blocks it, he's had a couple of miscues trying to locate the ball after he's blocked it.
Full count now to Freeze.
And obviously with all the gear on, you can't really tell where exactly it hit you. And
Freeze hits that into center field. Smith is under it, and he makes a catch and retires. Tyler Freeze. We'll be right back at the bottom of the fifth for the Rock Hounds to rally it up. Welcome back, everyone, here in the bottom of the fifth inning. It's tied up 7-7 as Evan Facenda steps to the plate. We have a new pitcher, Nick Vega. And, Brian, tell us something cool about him real quick.
well, we noticed during his warm-up tosses that he's ambidextrous. So he has a two-handed, like a right-handed and a left-handed hole for his glove. And obviously with a right-handed batter, he's going to pitch right-handed in this at-bat.
1-1 the count to Facenda.
But usually the rules are with these ambidextrous pitchers is that they have to declare which hand they're using before the at-bat. So obviously, if they see it's a right-handed pitcher, right-handed batter, they're going to pitch right-handed. But if, let's say, they pinch hit Evan Facenda for a left-handed batter, he can't switch hands. So that prevents that from happening.
Ball gets away from Orr. 2-1 the count to Facenda. But when he was warming up, I was, looking away, and you hit me on the shoulder, and he's like, look at him. And he was switching gloves so nonchalantly, too. Like, oh, yeah, I do this.
Yeah,
no big deal.
I noticed it because I'll say it after this pitch.
Facenda finds the hole and singles to the left fielder.
I was noticing that he was pitching left-handed in the bullpen, and then he switched to right. I was like, oh, I must have just seen something off. And then when he did it again, I was looking at the roster, and he's listed as a right-handed pitcher, but he was throwing left-handed, so I wasn't sure what that was about.
How do you list them? Just RL? Like a switch?
No, it's a switch.
Yeah.
So it's like a switch-headed batter. But obviously, maybe he's not a switch-headed pitcher because there's a left-handed batter in the batter's box right now.
It's Max Smith.
Oh, okay. That's what it is. He doesn't have a left hand. That's what it is.
Can you explain that?
Well, he doesn't have a left hand.
I'm sorry, I'm just...
So he has to catch the ball with his right hand when they throw it back to him.
Oh,
so he has to switch
mean.
over when they throw the
As Will Smith
the ball
flies
back.
out to the right fielder. I see what you mean. So he just literally takes off his glove, catches it, puts it back. Yeah. Okay.
So he's not ambidextrous. He is right-handed. It was just interesting to see the whole catching process. Yeah. So he can hold the ball in his left hand, but he has to catch the ball when they throw it back to him with the glove in his right hand and just switches it back.
Kyle Krebs now steps to the plate.
We actually have a pinch hitter for the Rock Hounds, Grant St. Martin.
Oh, 1 the count to St. Martin. But I see where we got confused because when he would get the pitch back from Orr, he would switch gloves. So I can see where that's coming from as St. Martin pops that up to Chu. He's under it and makes a catch. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Yeah,
Evan Facenda still at first.
Yeah, I was about to mention Facenda with that leadoff single. Loved to see him advance with these last 2 at-bats, but obviously not. So it's up to Hunter Snyder to provide some 2-out rallying magic here against Vega, the right-handed pitcher.
Hunter Snyder now up to the plate.
Vega out of Anaheim, California is going to college at Sonoma State University. 6'2", 180, the senior.
Vega throws. Pitch called a strike. So he has 2 left hands.
What? No.
I'm so confused.
No, he doesn't have a left hand.
Oh,
he doesn't have,
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why when I told you to explain, I was like, what do you mean? I see what you mean now.
So, yeah, obviously we don't know the backstory of if
Yeah.
it's like a birth defect or if he lost it somehow. But he doesn't have fingers on his left hand.
Mm-hmm. Incredible to still play baseball and a pitcher.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
So it just showed that Jim Abbott famously didn't have, I believe he didn't have from his elbow down on one of his arms, I believe.
1-1 the count to Snyder here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Facenda still at first. Snyder pops that up to the right fielder. Chews under it, however, and makes the out. And Hunter Snyder is retired. Vega does his job, comes in with a clean inning. We'll be right back in the top of the 6th inning. Welcome back, everyone, here in the top of the 6th inning. We have a new pitcher with Kenny Quilton on the mound now.
And Quilton will be facing Coons, who is the only Prune Packer not to bat in the top of the 5th, as he is 1 for 3, hit a double in his first at-bat, then struck out and popped out his other 2 plate appearances.
Takes the first pitch as a strike. Now, during the spring when Kenny was playing for the Solano Falcons, he played majority first base.
Mm-hmm.
And now seeing him on the mound for today for the Rock Hounds.
Yeah, we saw him last year. I believe he played for the Rock Hounds as well. Could have been a Mudcat as well. That's another local summer team. But I believe Kenny pitched and played first for the Rock Hounds as well last year.
0-2 the count to Coons after a healthy swing and a miss. Kenny sets. He throws. And a strike. Was that a curveball?
Yeah, that was a curveball. That's really what he features is his fastball, and his curveball is his out pitch. Does throw a changeup, I believe, is his other pitch that he throws, but that big looping curveball is predominantly his out pitch.
Mm-hmm. Gets the first hitter of the inning for a strikeout. Now we have Nick Orr stepping up to the plate, catcher for the Packers.
And that's exactly what you want for Quilton, your first batter faced to an 0-2 count to throw that curveball for a strike, because hitter's not expecting that big looping curveball in there.
1-0 the count to Orr as the pitch misses.
Orr has walked twice and scored once in 3 plate appearances, also popped out, so it was 0 for 1.
Ball catches the corner. 1-1 the count now to Nick Orr. We are still tied up here in the top of the 6th inning, 7-7. You could only think about the damage that the Rock Hounds could have done if it weren't for Holmes and Pridey being thrown out at third base.
Yeah, that's definitely something to think about if you're an audience member. But if you're a Rock Hound, you really want to. You don't
Forget
think about
that.
Missed opportunities. You just think 7-7 ball game. It's all tied up.
It's like fresh game.
It's fresh game. It's a 4-inning ball game from here on out. 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th for the Rock Hounds to try to pull away in this one.
1-2 the count to Orr. Slaps that to the shortstop, picks it up, and he is retired.
Yeah,
Great play by LeBeau.
Yeah.
LeBeau, excuse me.
LeBeau just kept his eye on that one throughout the process, and that's what you like to see. You don't want to take any little part of it away of a simple routine play like that for granted. So you pull your head up too high and you miss a tricky hop. But that one is a pretty routine 6-3 put out for out number 2.
Stepping up to the plate now, we have Cole Bernansky.
Brodnansky 1 for 3 as he has grounded out and flown out to right. Singled as well for his 1 hit.
First pitch takes it as a strike. 1-0 the count. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th.
So Kenny has done excellent in his first 2 batters he's faced here.
A swing and a miss. 0-2 the count now to Brodnansky.
Yeah, way ahead of that one. That slow breaking ball. Swung over the top of it.
Kenny sets. He throws. Ball low. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, try to back that one up with a similar pitch to get Brodnansky to chase. Didn't offer up that one. Good eye by the DH for the Prune Packers.
1-2 the count. Kenny throws. And strike 3 call. Got him looking. Great outing by Kenny Quilton. And we will be right back for the bottom of the 6th inning. Welcome back, everyone. We're here in the bottom of the 6th inning. We're tied up 7-7. Kenny LeBeau now steps to the plate.
He's been excellent out of the 9-hole, reaching both times he's been up at the dish.
Offers at the first pitch, fouls it back.
He's walked and doubled, scored both times he's been up. So been effectively like a leadoff hitter out of the 9-hole, and that's kind of what you expect from a Coach Stover-led team. He's used that strategy in the past.
Catches the corner. 1-1 the count. Excuse me, 0-2 the count.
Yeah. 'Cause he fouled that last one off as LeBeau has worked the count very well in his first 2 at-bats.
Chases that, fouls it back.
That just stayed alive. But really the benefit of having a 9-hole hitter who's an on-base guy effectively turns the lineup over like he's a second leadoff hitter. And Margiotta played predominantly in the 2-hole, so he's very comfortable in that situation.
Ball misses, 1-2 the count. And it's just great to have like a second leadoff hitter hitting 9. So you think the 9, like you said earlier in the game, being not the best hitter, but he's proving it wrong as he pops it up to Etzel. And he is retired for the first out.
Second baseman.
Stepping up to the plate now, we have Vinny Margiotta.
Margiotta's been excellent here this afternoon after grounding out in his first plate appearance, has doubled and singled, has scored 2 runs.
Ball outside, 1-0 the count. Vega takes a deep breath. Looks into Nick Orr, his catcher. He's ready. He throws. And low. 2-0 the count now to Vinny Margiotta. Seven the score. Again, low. 3-0 count. Like Brian's been mentioning, saying all game, it's a great hitter's count.
Yeah, 3-0 you typically take unless you're very confident as a hitter.
Took that for a strike.
And then here is the real hitter's count, 3-1. In baseball, there's 2 real good hitter's counts, 2-0 and 3-1, because baseball, the pitcher doesn't want to fall behind, obviously, to walk you or fall behind 3-0.
Vinny fouls that back. Full count now.
And so typically in those counts, 3-1, 2-0, you see a pitch in the strike zone for sure. And so you just typically, you see hitters become more aggressive in those counts because they can kind of count on the ball's going to be in the strike zone and not be something that they have to, like, chase.
Vegas shakes off his catcher. Agrees on 1. He throws. And they're saying he went around, he runs to first, but he is still retired on that strikeout.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Of him going
It's kind of weird for a
around.
home plate umpire to, call the check swings because you can't really tell from there.
Yeah,
But
and there is a umpire down the first base line. And it's actually nice in this league. There's 3 umpires, and community college ball you see just 2 a lot of the time.
Willie Holmes now steps to the plate.
So just an extra pair of eyes to keep everybody on track.
And it doesn't hurt to ask, too.
I'm just going to read this tweet by Vinny Margiotta. In my research, I came across Vinny's Twitter, and he tweeted on February 24th, let's after this pitch. JUCO umpires are the reason I have trust issues. And I think calls like that are the reason why Vinny has trust issues. So I just thought that was pretty funny and pretty realistic of a lot of umpiring.
I wonder how he feels about you reading that.
Oh, it's public, so.
No, you're right. 2-1 count now to Willie Holmes.
I'm just a researcher, all
Yeah,
right?
no one's arguing that, Brian. But that's a really funny tweet. As he finds a hole between the shortstop and the first baseman, and he singles. On base yet again, Willie Holmes.
First baseman, Jack Pridey.
It is interesting to have to you can research somebody based off their Twitter, as it's a reference tool in 2017.
And it's a good reference tool.
Yeah, would you imagine the classic broadcasters like Vin Scully going to somebody's Twitter account?
Clayton Kershaw tweeted 2 years ago.
Yeah, to find stories about people.
Jack Pridey now to the plate. I also interviewed him and Nate Gutierrez when we were doing the media day, and I asked him what position he likes to play most as he hits that ball hard into left field. Under it is, and it's gone.
No, he caught it.
Oh, he caught it.
He robbed him of the homer.
Oh, that short fence right there.
Yeah, that short fence. So
Oh my gosh.
ends the inning with a spectacular play. Pridey thought he put the Rock Hounds up by 2, but the tall left fielder reaches up and snags that one.
Fooled me for sure. And I guess I'll have to finish my Jack Pridey story when we return in the top of the 7th inning. Welcome back, everyone, here in the top of the 7th inning. We are still tied up, although what looked like Jack Pridey would have hit that 2-run home run was robbed by Itzel. Great play by him. That short fence over there by the scoreboard. Kenny Quilton still up there.
It was hit so far in the air that Estel had time to kind of gather himself right by the fence and made a leaping grab. That definitely would have gotten out of that short little divot in the left field fence. So huge play, and he's due up second in this inning.
The game is still tied up. So he did his innings in the 7th inning. It's getting late. We're running out of outs. So he just saved the game for his team.
Yeah, definitely a huge momentum shift in that one, as now the Prune Packers will look to take advantage as they are still tied 7-7 here in the 7th.
7-7-7.
Jackpot.
2-1 the count to Dane Taftlin.
Taftlin has doubled and driven in a run in his last at-bat. Previously to that, he struck out and popped out. So 1 for 3 with a double, run scored, and an RBI.
Kenny sets. He throws. Ball low.
Yeah, Quilton has 2 strikeouts in the 3 batters he faced. One swinging, one looking. Has retired all 3 batters he's faced thus far, but falls behind the count 3-1. And Toftlin put a nice swing on his last at-bat, so good battle here.
Kenny throws. Called strike 2 as Toughlin thought that was ball 4.
Yep, so put a little rewind in that step and walk back in the batter's box to do it all over again here. Full count, nobody out.
Kenny looks into Hunter Snyder.
7-7.
Steps off the mound, steps off the rubber for a second. He's ready. Toughlin still in the box. Kenny sets. He throws high for ball 4 as he takes his walk.
And he thought about it, and just right in on the hands. It's tempting for a right-handed batter to swing at that high pitch, but good discipline by Toughlin to not offer at that one.
And here's the man of the hour, Landon Etzel, who robbed Jack Pridey of the home run earlier in the inning.
Yeah.
Bottom of the 6th.
How many times in baseball do you see a great defensive play translate into a good at-bat the next time around? So for the Prune Packers, Etzel has to be very confident here, especially with a left-handed batter and that hole on the left side of the infield.
He swings on the first pitch. He pops it up. Kebler, and he drops it. Fair side as Toughlin rounds second, heading to third as they left the ball on the floor. And Etzel safely at second. A little confusion on the play for the Rock Hounds.
Yeah, a little confusion for me. I didn't know there was a floor out here
on the ground.
Baseball field. But, yeah, Grant St. Martin just overran that ball. Thought it was going to drift into foul territory, and it kind of drifted back into fair ground. So a defensive miscue leads to that double by Estel.
We have Ray Fuentes now at the plate. Runners on second and third. No outs here in the 7th. Fuentes swings on the first pitch, fouls it off. 0-1 the count.
And so in this game, left field's been kind of an issue for the Rock Hounds with Krebs looking a little uncomfortable out there, and that led to the pinch hit situation with Grant St. Martin. And you change left fielders, and still some miscues out there.
Ball in the dirt. 1-1 the count.
But as a pitcher in Quilton, you can't be frustrated at your defense. You can only control what you can control. So you gotta stay in the moment, stay in the at bat, and try to get this batter out in a clear strikeout situation here with runner at third and less than 2 outs.
Kenny's ready. Checks on second. He throws. Ball in the dirt again. Blocked by Snyder. Great block by Snyder.
He can really sprawl out there. You see his athleticism and his lack of height really benefits him as a catcher because you don't have all those moving parts as a taller person. So being short and athletic definitely benefits his defensive style behind the plate.
2-1 the count to Ray Fuentes here in the top of the 7th inning. Inside pitch, almost hit him, moved out the way a little bit. 3-1 the count.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is put Fuentes on for Bryce Nagata, who's gotten on base all 4 times. 3 for 3, 3 singles, walk, stolen base, 2 runs scored. Really been stellar for the Prune Packers. So bases juiced with nobody out for that guy. That's
not what they
trouble.
want. Yeah. Kenny checks on second. He throws. Fuentes fouls that off into the Rock Hound dugout.
And there was the one pitch Fuentes could try to do something with 3-1. He topped over it. So this is now the next important pitch for Quilton here. Full count. Doesn't want to walk this batter like he did Toftelin. Same situation, full count.
Kenny looking into his catcher. He sets. Takes a look at second. He throws. And Fuentes just knobs it into center field. Toftelin scores. Etzel scores. It's a 2 RBI single for Ray Fuentes, putting the Packers on top 9-7 here in the top of the 7th inning.
Yeah, just great back control by Fuentes to no lower body in that swing, just put the barrel on the ball, have that approach to go right back up the middle, and he drives in two in a clear RBI situation. So his second hit of the game puts the Prune Packers up.
And the wind's picked up a lot since about the third inning, fourth inning. We have Bryce Nagata now stepping up to the box. Kenny sets, he throws. Ball in the dirt again, blocked by Snyder. A wall back there he is today.
Yeah, he's going to get a good night's sleep, I feel, with all the activity he's gotten behind home plate.
Ray Fuentes at first base after the 2 RBI single, putting the Packers on top. Kenny takes a peek over there. He sets, he throws home. Called strike. 1-1 the count to Bryce Nagata.
Like I mentioned, Nagata has been a spark plug in this Prune Packers lineup. 3 for 3. Reached base all 4 times he's been up. Has scored 2 runs, also stole a base. Really been stellar.
Kenny throws. Little dribbler to the Hamza. He up his arm. But LeBeau, was there to back him up. So no one advances further than second.
Yeah, Hamza just got that too much into the heel of his glove and glanced off the heel. And luckily, the bounce was so high that LeBeau could back it up and prevent Fuentes from advancing another 90 feet.
Marcus Chu now stepping up to the plate with Fuentes at second and Nagata at first.
I would still say that's a single.
It was hit really hard.
Yeah.
There's nothing Holmes could have done, honestly. Took the first pitch for a ball. 1-0 the count now to Chu.
Oh, I didn't know you sneezed.
Didn't. Good one, Brian.
Thank you.
9-7 here in the 7th. Packers lead. Chu fouls that off.
To the Rock Hounds dugout.
That great highlight from, was it the 80s or 90s, where that one guy kept hitting it into his dugout, and they kept inching, and then every time they would move, it would still almost hit them to the point where they would put catcher gear on. It's so funny. You have to, when you're at a baseball game, even if you're in the dugout, you have to be heads up.
Oh, absolutely.
Kenny throws. Strike 2. 1-2 the count to Marcus Chu.
Yeah, in terms of like sports pet peeves, it's people who are so close to the action and then they're on their phones. So when there's like a foul ball into the stands and you see the person's not paying attention at all, they get smoked by the ball. It's just like, come on, like use your common sense. Like when you paid for the tickets to be that close, watch the dang game.
And they're on their phone. Chu fouls that off. Great hands by the third base coach. Throws it all the way to Kenny. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Last week I went to A's game and we were sitting in foul ball territory, and I'm usually never on my phone. I love baseball, but I was on my phone, and it was a foul ball, maybe like it was over me, but still I was scared, and my brother was like, it wasn't near you. Get off your phone, and maybe you know that.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that I get you. Kenny throws. Chu fouls it off. Third base side yet again. Staying alive, 1-2 the count. Back and forth game so far. The Packers were leading, and then the Rock Hounds were inching their way back, ended up tying, and then leading, and then Packers tying, and then now taking the lead.
Yeah, once they finished scratching, the Prune Packers, they got some Benadryl, stopped the scratching, and scored 5 runs of their own. Oh.
Almost picked him off. However, the ball gets away from Pridey as Fuentes advances to third on the misplay.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because they had him leaning from first base, which is surprising because there was a runner ahead of him. So Nagata couldn't go unless Fuentes went, but just unable to handle that cleanly was Pridey over at first. Good idea, but poor execution.
Oh, yeah, when I was interviewing him, like I said earlier in the inning, I asked him if he prefers playing third or first since he plays third as well. And he says he doesn't mind whatever he's playing, but he prefers third because it's the hot corner. He likes how fast it is and how he has to get the ball quickly. And, you look cool when you play third.
Plus, you just do a little bit more instead of catching the ball, like throwing the ball.
He said he loves the long throw.
A lot more entertaining as a fielder than just standing over at first, especially in like these situations where you're just holding the guy on.
2-2 the count to Marcus Chu. Kenny throws. And a broken bat. Almost hit Kenny. Was it a broken bat?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he just let it go.
Oh, no, it is, as Hunter Snyder has the knob.
Of it, yeah.
It wasn't fast, but it's still scary when you have that object flying toward you. And as Kenny was finishing it, it was, going toward him.
I think that's the best broken bat, though, instead of the little shards are the ones that I personally feel are a little bit more scary. Like, I can't remember who it was. I think it was a Marlin. I'm not sure if it was Chris Coughlin or not. It was around that era. But there's a runner at third, and there's a broken bat, and one of the shards of the bat stuck in the chest of the Marlin base runner, and he had to go to the hospital.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Who was that? Tyler Colvin. That's who it was.
Marcus Chu now has a new bat. Again, they're playing with the wooden, so you wouldn't have seen that with the metal bats. Has a broken bat, a rip in his pants. He has it all. Runners on the corner here. No out still for Kenny. Fuentes at third. Chu flies out, pops it up actually, to LeBeau, and makes the catch for the first out.
Yeah, if you Google Tyler Colvin, the second hit is hit by bat.
That's the second?
Yeah, that's the second Google search.
As a pitcher, you're so defenseless up there. Like, when it was the Rockies versus the Marlins, speaking of the Marlins, when Troy Tulowitzki, former shortstop, hit that liner to Fernandez, but he snagged it. Like, you don't see that as often. You mostly see the pitchers hitting the deck. So it's scary as a pitcher. You're throwing 95, but it's coming back. Aaron Judge is coming back at you like 110 miles per hour. Tyler Freese now up to the plate. Takes the first pitch as a strike. We have Fuentes at third and Bryce Nagata at first.
Freese is 2 for 4 with that 3-run jack in the first inning. He also has a single in the fourth, and then he's flown out a couple times.
Kenny throws. Nagata steals second.
Yeah, Snyder kind of bobbled the exchange there, and with the speed of Nagata, I think it was wise to hold that runner at third. But again, Nagata's speed allows you to break up that double play possibility, so it's a huge 90 feet.
Only one out here in the top of the seventh. 9-7, Packers lead the Rock Hounds. Kenny sets. And the pitch to Freese. Low and away. 2-1 the count.
I think the only benefit to this situation is there now is an open base over at first, so Colton can still be really aggressive here with one out and try to strike out Freese, because less than 2 outs, runner out there, it's a prime strikeout situation.
As Freese fouls that off.
It's an ideal strikeout situation, I should say. But if he doesn't get him, and if he's nibbling a little bit too much and Freese is really patient and he draws a walk, then you have the bases loaded, you have a force out at every base, and Ryder Coons is only 1 for 4, struck out twice. So I think in this spot, it's good for Kenny to have an open 90 feet so he can be confident and stay aggressive to try to get Freese out here.
Exactly. Kenny throws. Ball in the dirt.
And you got to have trust in your catcher there with a runner at third to block that breaking ball in the dirt so it doesn't trickle away and you don't give up that run for free.
3-2 the count now to Tyler Freese. Fuentes at third, Nagata at second. Only one out here in the 7th inning.
And that was a good 2-2 pitch. Use your breaking ball to try to get him to chase.
Kenny sets. He throws. Another ball blocked by Snyder as Freeze takes that for ball 4 and takes his base. Bases are now loaded for Ryder Coons.
Yeah. Like I said, walking Tyler Freeze is not the ideal situation because you never are comfortable with the bases loaded, but
you have to know your situation.
Yeah, you have to know the situation. So now with a guy that's been 1 for 4, obviously the cleanup hitter is dangerous, but you get a force out at every single base, and the infield on the first and third baseman are playing in.
Ryder offers at the first pitch. He drills that into left field, and it drops in front of St. Martin. Fuentes scores. Nagata scores. Everyone scores. It's a clearing the bases stand-up double for Ryder Coons. Not what Kenny needed at all. 12-7 now. The Packers lead the Rock Hounds.
That's what you expect your cleanup hitter to do. Would run producing situation with the bases loaded and 1 out. First pitch, aggressive swing there. He laced it into left field over the head of St. Martin and drove in 3 runs pretty easily for the Prune Packers.
Still 1 out here for Nick Orr. Kenny throws. Orr takes that for a pitch. 0-1 the count.
Orr is 0 for 2 with a pop out and a ground out, but he's also walked 2 times, scoring once on a walk in the 5th inning.
Kenny throws. Ball in the dirt. Kenny, when he first came in the 6th inning, he had the 2 strikeouts. It was a 1-2-3 inning. So it's just not really what Kenny needed to come back into the game.
Yeah, leadoff walks always are
They're
really
free
tough.
passes.
Yeah, they score a large percentage of the time, and it gets you in the stretch, and especially for Kenny, who had a 1-2-3 inning, hadn't been in the stretch. So now you change your delivery. It's a different feeling. So, yeah, the Prune Packers did what they had to do. They got a leadoff runner on, and they made the Rock Hounds pay by driving him in, as well as 4 other Prune Packers, and now they lead by 5.
And it's like the score when they played them earlier, too. Kind of a high-scoring outcome as Orr swings and misses for the 2nd out.
Cole Brodnansky.
Now we have Cole Brodnansky stepping up to the plate. Ryder Coons still at 2nd here in the 7th inning.
And even though this is a 5-run ball game, you still have 3 offensive half innings for the Rockville Rock Hounds, and due up in the next half inning is your 3-4-5 hitters, Pridey, Stover, and Facenda, who've had excellent afternoons. So by no means is this game over.
And they've proved that, too, that they can come back.
Yeah, they came back from a 4-run deficit. Now it's a 5-run deficit. It's important for Kenny here to limit the damage, though, with the runner at 2nd in Ryder Coons to get Brodnansky here.
0-1 the count to Brodnansky. Kenny's ready. He sets. He throws. Ball blocked by Snyder. One the count. Kenny looks into Snyder. He sets and throws. Pitch high for ball 2. 2-1 the count now to Brodnansky.
Brodnansky's 1 for 4, singled in the 3rd. He's flown out, grounded out, and struck out in his other 3 plate appearances.
Kenny throws, and Brodnansky hits that ball into center field. Facenda's under it and makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. The Packers do score 5 in this inning. It is 12-7 in the top of the 7th. We'll be right back in the bottom. Welcome back, everyone, here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Packers lead the Rock Hounds 12-7 as Tyler Stover, cleanup hitter for the Rock Hounds, steps to the plate, looking to start the rally.
Just a little correction from last half inning. I said Pridey was leading off, but obviously Pridey had the home run robbery to end the inning.
Stover took that first pitch for a strike.
Yeah, good get-me-over breaking ball to Stover, as Vega has pitched excellent since he's gone into the game.
Quick 0-2 to Stover.
He's given up 2 hits in his 2 innings of work. And he's in line for the win.
Vega throws, and swing and a miss. Strike 3. A quick good morning, good afternoon, good night for Stover.
Yeah, Vega really just jumped ahead aggressively with that breaking ball and just kind of pitched backwards, where usually you see a pitcher establish their fastball early on in the at-bat. But with a dangerous hitter like Stover, you want to kind of change things up, and he featured a breaking ball we haven't seen in his previous 2 half innings very much, especially not for a first strike, and then just followed that up with 2 stellar fastballs.
Evan Facenda now steps to the plate, takes the first pitch as a ball.
And there, tried to do it again and then sneak a curveball over to Facenda. And I think Stover's noticing something about Vega, maybe a tell on when he's going with the breaking ball. So, gonna.
Everyone just watching, Coach.
Yeah.
Only 1 out here. A quick first out for Vega.
There you see the Clark University logo on Facenda's helmet, CU. I'm just noticing the helmet on Max Smith, the UNLV logo. Looks pretty sweet.
Strike 1. 1-1 the count to Facenda. Vega's ready. He throws. A little outside, 2-1. I like Vega because he works quick too. And as a pitcher, you know, it's your game. You control the time. You control how to do that. And Vega is just quick. He knows what he's going to throw.
Really benefits your infield defense specifically.
Healthy rip for Facenda.
Because when you're an infielder and you have to wait around for your pitcher to be so deliberate, you kind of lose, not interest, but it throws off your rhythm as well. It slows your rhythm down.
Chopper, fair ball for Facenda as he rounds first base. Heading to second with a stand-up double for Evan Facenda. Quickly signaling fair was the umpire.
And Facenda with his 3rd hit of the afternoon, 2 singles, and now that extra base hit right over the third base bag. So 1 out, runner in scoring position. Max Smith will look to drive in his 2nd run after getting a solo shot in the 2nd inning. He flew out his next 2 at-bats, so looking to drive in Facenda here.
Vega looks into Nick Orr, his catcher. He sets and throws. Smith takes that for a ball. 1-0 the count. It was also draft day for MLB today, too. And I know a lot of players are undecided because they're waiting to see what colleges need the position that they play or stuff like that. So I know for some of them, it's good to get it out the way. Now they can breathe. 2-0 the count to Max Smith. (12-7) the score. Packers lead the Rock Hounds. Vega throws. Strike. 2-1 the count to Max Smith.
And there, a 2-0 count. It's a good hitter's count for Smith. But like I was mentioning earlier, you're looking for one specific pitch. You don't want to just go out there just be like, oh, it's 2-0, I got to swing no matter what. If you're getting a pitch that you're not going to do anything with, it's better to just take it and then live to continue that bat. Maybe Vega misses on his next pitch, and then you're at a 3-1 count.
Vega throws. Catches the corner. 2-2 the count now.
See, that was important for Vega to get that strike and to not put him in such a behind the count situation, being 3-1. Now 2-2, you can try to be aggressive and try to get Smith to chase something here in this 2-2 count.
Vega throws. Rips that foul right over our heads. Thankfully, clearing the bleachers.
Yeah, nowhere near Pop's truck either, so everybody's safe.
Staying alive is Max Smith up there, 2-2 the count. Steps back to the plate. Vega looks into Orr. He sets. Facenda still at second. Takes a peek over there. He throws, and a smacker right past the short second baseman Chu as Facenda rounds third and heads home safely. A double for Max Smith.
It's an excellent rip by Max Smith to get that in the gap to score Facenda. So they're slowly chipping away here. So now 1 run is in, and you just flip places, and the same exact situation for Grand St. Martin to try and drive one in.
Righty-righty matchup. Vega throws. Strike to St. Martin. 0-1 the count. Twelve to 8 now. Packers lead the Rock Hounds. One and 2 the count to St. Martin.
Yeah, St. Martin popped out in his last at bat. Flies that one foul.
Staying alive up there with the 1-2 count. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Some of these innings have been quick. 5 pitches, 8 pitches. And some of these have been long.
Yeah, like that last half inning for the Healdsburg. The second time getting 9 batters up in a half inning.
St. Martin pops it up. Or tracks it, under it, just misses it, just out of his reach.
Yeah, that one was difficult for the catcher to locate in the air. I think ideally you'd love the first baseman to kind of call off the catcher, but I don't think he got a good view of that pop-up either. So it was a lucky break for St. Martin to stay alive in this at-bat 1-2.
Vegas shakes off his catcher. He's ready. He sets. Takes a peek at second. He throws. St. Martin shoots that ball way gone. A home run for St. Martin. That was a no-doubter. You can hear the dugout saying, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Left fielder, you kind of know it's a home run when the left fielder just kind of turns and looks up at the sky. And so St. Martin with that 2-run shot, and this is a brand new ball game, folks.
Again, like you said, they're just chipping away, and look, now they're down by 2 instead of 5 now. Everyone outside to congratulate St. Martin on the monster home run.
Now batting catcher, Hunter Snyder.
Now we have Hunter Snyder to the plate. 2-run jack for Grant St. Martin. Only 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Snyder shows bunt, but pulls back. 1-0 the count.
Has that ball landed yet?
I think it's still going. As Snyder hits that ball deep into center field as he drops. Snyder rounds first base, heading to second. He turns second, goes back for a stand-up double as Nagata was just inches away of making an amazing play.
Yeah, just glanced off of the glove of Nagata, and that allowed it to go away from Estel as well. So I thought it was a potential for a 3, but I think wise, you've seen a couple base running mistakes early, to just be content in scoring position with Hunter Snyder at second base, and you continue the lineup to turn as Snyder gets his first knock of the afternoon.
A catcher-pitcher meeting on the mound as Orr comes back to home plate. We have Kenny LeBeau now stepping up to the plate.
And this is the first real crack in the armor of Vega that we've seen. He'd been rolling for his first 2 innings of work. Started out excellent with striking out Tyler Stover, the DH, but now 4 straight extra base hits.
LeBeau being the tying run at home plate.
And the last two have been first pitch. And so the Rock Hounds, when they've been aggressive, have really done damage here in this afternoon's ball game.
1-0 the count to LeBeau. He chops that foul, first base side. 1-1 the count now to Kenny LeBeau.
And this is a part of the lineup that's been very good this afternoon with LeBeau and Margiotta on deck. Try to continue this rally here with just one out.
Vega throws, ball low. 2-1 the count. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, the Packers lead 12-10. And
you just kind of feel the energy just kind of switch a little bit. It was kind of complacent when there's a 5-run deficit, but now everybody's a little bit more alert of just like, hey, it's only down 2. Tie run is at the plate. Go-ahead run is on deck, so definitely a big situation here in the bottom of the 7th.
Rock Hounds prove that they could come back from a deficit as Vega sets, and he throws. LeBeau chops that to the shortstop and is retired.
God, what a good glove by Freeze to keep that down. A tricky short hop, as the only way to get a speedy left-handed batter like LeBeau, who is running out of the box, is to charge that short hop and to keep that glove down. Just such good defensive work by Freeze.
We have Vinny Margiotta now stepping up to the plate. On that play, Snyder moves to third.
And that's a good base running by Snyder. The rule of thumb is if it's hit behind you, then you go. If it's hit in front of you, you stay at second. And with that high chopper that was hit behind him, so he's able to advance.
Missed curve by Vega. 1-0 the count now to Margiotta. Vega throws. Margiotta a healthy rip. 1-1 now the count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. RBI at third base for Vinny. Vega throws. Kenny smacks that into the hole as Freeze kind of falls a little bit. And Snyder scores on that play.
Yeah, he lost his footing as he charged it, but I think that would have gotten by even if he hadn't stumbled. And Margiotta put that in the 5.5 hole, and now just a 1-run ball game.
5-1. And right now we have Willie Homza, and on deck we have Jack Pridey. Top of the lineup coming back. Vega throws. Homza rips it to the first baseman. He drops it. Vega runs to first, and the out was made as he spikes the ball. Very passionate out there is Vega, as the Rock Hounds are now retired after coming back from a 5-run deficit, making it 1. We'll be right back in the top of the 8th inning. Welcome back, everyone. Here in the top of the 8th inning, we have a pitching change now for the Rock Hounds. We have Joseph Nelson now on the mound as Dane Toftalind steps to the plate. Great inning on the bottom of the 7th for the Rock Hounds as they were down by 5. Now it's 12-11, only down by 1. Nelson throws. Toftalind offers at the first pitch, pops it up. Snyder tracks it. Just short. I think he caught it, but just dropped it as he was rolling.
It glanced off of the catcher's glove. Obviously, the catcher's glove is different from the regular fielding glove. It has a little extra padding around all of the outside of it. It looked like it glanced off of some of the padding. So you really got to catch it in the pocket if you want to catch a pop-up like that. And so it just glanced, unfortunately for the Rock Hounds, off, and so Tofflin stays alive in this at-bat. 0-1 count.
Yep, 0-1 count to Tofteland. As Nelson throws. Just misses his face. Gets out just in time. 1-1 the count now to Tofteland.
Yeah, it was right at his eyes.
Usually when you see that, players hit the deck. He just moved his head. He's good. 1-1 the count now. Here in the top of the 8th inning. Nelson throws. Missed curveball for ball 2. 2-1 now.
So some of the backstory about Joseph Nelson is that he, during media days, said he's going to come to Solano College. So this is a first look for us at SCSN at this right-handed pitcher.
As Tofteland smacks that ball into left field, past St. Martin. He rounds first base, heading to second base for a stand-up double.
But Nelson, out of high school, signed with Central Washington University, which is a D2 school, obviously in Washington. He hurt his knee in high school playing football. He was a quarterback for his high school team. He gave up football, obviously, and is focusing on baseball. But this is our first look here at SCSN of Joseph Nelson, and obviously off to a tough start with a leadoff double.
Landon Edsel now stepping up to the plate, following a Dane Tofteland stand-up double. The Packers trying to add some insurance runs now as their 5-run lead was cut to just now a 1-run lead. Here in the top of the 8th, no outs. Nelson asking for his catcher now. I think it was miscommunication between them.
Yeah, just make sure you got the sign straight, because obviously now with the runner at second, it's not as simple as put one finger down for a fastball, 2 for your breaking ball. So just making sure you're on the same page and know how to attack this hitter that you're facing in Estel.
Nelson looks into Snyder. He throws and strike. 0-1 to Landon Edsel.
Estel is 1 for 2 with a pop out, a double, 2 runs scored, and has walked twice. So out of the 8 holes, done excellent production offensively.
Ooh, a missed pitch for ball 2.
And obviously he had that stellar play in left field to rob Jack Pridey of that 2-run home run, which would be huge in this situation. Instead of being down 1,
it would have been tied.
Up 1.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
A healthy swing and a miss. 1-2 now the count to Edsel.
But then obviously in baseball, it's not as simple as, oh, you just add 2 runs, and then it's different, because then in the last half inning, would lead off with Tyler Stover, Evan Facenda, and Max Smith, and they busted out for 4 runs instead of just the 2. So maybe a little blessing in disguise.
Ball misses. 2-2 the count now. But you're right. It's as a fan, you always think of, dang, in that inning, if only he was safe or whatever. But like you said, then Stover wouldn't have been up. It would have been probably another it's just baseball.
It just changes the situation. It's not as simple as
swing and a miss. Snyder throws to third. The ball gets past Hamza, and he scores on that error, Tofteland.
Yeah, unfortunately for Snyder, he really lays out for those throws over to third. He doesn't put a lot of lower body into it. He doesn't pop up. He just kind of dives toward the back he's throwing at, and at least it's some inaccuracy. And that one, I believe it hit Tofteland as he was sliding, and as obviously the momentum going to third base with it glancing off of his body, rolled into foul territory, allowed him to score pretty easily.
Estel swinging and missing on that one.
Yeah, there's 3-2 on the scoreboard, but obviously there's just 1 strike.
Okay, and he comes up with a single up the middle. So he did not strike out on that at-bat. He actually singled.
Yeah, obviously All the umpires agreed that he only had 2 strikes. Or he only had 1 strike.
Now we have Ray Fuentes.
Actually, no, Nagata is up, as that was Fuentes who singled. Oh, I think what happened was Estel struck out on that
the throw
over.
There you go.
So that was Fuentes with just an 0-1 pitch. He singled.
That makes a lot more sense. Okay, now we have Bryce Nagata up to bat.
He's 4 for 4.
He's having a night.
In my book, I actually put a line straight to first base. I hope I didn't just jinx this at bat, but he's been on base all 5 times he's been up at the plate.
1-1 the count now to Nagata.
Maybe his broadcaster jinx in reverse and he doesn't reach base.
Broadcaster jinx in reverse. As the ball gets away from Snyder, Fuentes advances to second.
So that's Fuentes' 3rd hit, 2 doubles, a double and 2 singles, and each of those 3 hits have come in his last 3 plate appearances.
2-1 the count now. Packers lead 13-11 as they added an insurance run on an error by Snyder. Nelson looks into Snyder. He throws. Strike 2. 2-2 the count now to Nagata.
Margiotta giving the defensive signs over at second base, making sure everybody knows where they're playing.
Nelson looks into his catcher. Takes a look at second. He throws home. Misses low. Full count now to Bryce Nagata.
I just missed on that one.
Mm-hmm. A lot of iffy calls, or
borderline.
Borderline calls. Nelson looks in. We have Fuentes at second after advancing via the pass ball. Nelson throws home. Ball low again, and he walks Nagata. So he's on base again. This time, a walk.
Yeah, he looks at Tyler Freese's 800 on-base percentage from high school, and he's like, I can do 1,000.
I can do 1,000.
Because he is 6 for 6 on on-base opportunities. 2 walks, 4 singles for the leadoff hitter. That's exactly what you want.
For a leadoff hitter?
Time, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So now it has Marcus Chu now at bat. He has an RBI situation at second with Nagata at first. He swings at the first pitch, fouling it off third base side.
Yeah, right over the head of the Rock Hound dugout. Chu walked in his first at-bat, but has been retired 4 straight times.
Committed an error also.
A couple errors. He had a high throw over to first, and he also charged a slow dribbler and it went under his glove. So 2 errors, but definitely a dangerous bat for the Prune Packers.
Nelson looks to second. He throws home. Chu takes that ball low. 1-1 the count. Only 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. Nelson peeks at second again. He throws home. Chu takes that ball low again.
And that's some of the stuff that you'd like to see from Eigenheist earlier, where you just kind of double take and just vary your looks, because obviously Fuentes stole second base, so he somehow got a timing on his motion, so you got to vary it up.
Chu takes that for a strike. Not happy with that call.
And see there on that pitch, Nelson just looked at him once and then went straight home. He didn't double take, so now if you're Fuentes, you don't know if he's going to look at me once, if he's going to look at me twice.
You think Fuentes has a green light here? It's only 1 out.
2 runners on. I don't think the extra 90 feet's worth it. But
they've tried it with Snyder's arm though.
Yeah.
They've definitely. As Chu takes that ball high, pitch high for a ball 3.
And if there was a pitch to run on 2-2, you would have maybe guessed it would have been a breaking ball to try to get him to chase, so that could have been a situation to steal. And here it's a good hit and run.
You're up by 2, though. You don't want to make you don't want to make the out at third.
Yeah, it's 3-2 though, and if you have confidence in the hitting ability of Chu to just at least put the bat on the ball, 2 runs is a lead, but it's not such a great lead that a hit and run situation to add some insurance runs, like, it's important. 2 runs probably isn't enough.
Chu chops that foul, staying alive up there. Full count still.
Obviously, 2-run lead is nice, but if you could get 4 runs and make this a non-save situation, anytime it's a save situation, you would love to add runs to make it a non-save situation. But obviously, with that pitch, the runners weren't going.
Still a full count to Chu. Nelson throws. Chu pops it up. And he makes a catch. Homza, that is?
Yeah, Homza with a nice play in foul territory, and a nice play as well by LeBeau to back up the third base spot that was vacated by LeBeau. With the runner at second, had LeBeau not gone directly towards third base, it would have had an open bag for Fuentes to potentially tag if nobody was covering.
And you can clearly hear Homza calling ball. As earlier in the inning, Snyder missed the ball.
Yeah, ideally you would love to have your momentum going forward towards the ball instead of going from behind, because Homza has the better vantage point of that pop-up. So you'd love to have your corner infielders call off your catcher, if at all possible, with a foul pop-up. Unless it's behind the backstop, then obviously your catcher has dibs on that one.
1-0 the count to Tyler Freeze. 2-0 to Freeze.
Yeah, this is a dangerous count. 2-0 to a power hitter who is 2 for 4, single, 3-run home run, and he walked his last at bat and scored, so he has 2 runs scored this afternoon as well.
Fuentes at second, Nagata at first. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Packers lead the Rock Hounds only by 2, and they look to add more runs here with Tyler Freeze at bat.
Yeah, this game has definitely gone back and forth a lot, so the Prune Packers would love to drive in at least Fuentes standing at second.
And the sun is actually setting, too, behind home plate.
Yeah, we got 2 more innings to play. It hasn't been unheard of to just suspend the game due to darkness and then finish it later like they have in the past.
3-1 count.
Obviously, we mentioned during the broadcast how they had to finish a previous game played at Healdsburg due to darkness, and they played the last 9th inning here at Bill and Louise Yarborough Stadium. So with the sun setting, you can see the shadows on the field from our first base camera side and our home plate.
He chops that fair past Jack Pridey. Fuentes rounds third, heading home. Right behind him is Nagata. They both score on that. Gonna be triple for Tyler Freeze.
It might be called back to just a double because I don't believe. Oh, okay. I thought it might have gotten caught up in the tarp because Facenda was just standing out there. But yeah, a triple, and what was confusing was Jack Pridey didn't move whatsoever over at first base, so maybe the shadows played something with it.
I was going to ask you defensively, how does that affect the players on the field?
Obviously, he has his sunglasses on now, and the sun's directly in his line of sight, so he must have lost it in the sun and in the shadows because it's not unlike him to not move whatsoever.
Pridey is a great defensive, whether he's at third or first. So it must have been the sun or something.
Yeah, it's definitely odd. He was kind of shrugging over to the dugout like he didn't know what happened because he didn't get a good read of the baseball off the bat of Freeze.
Ryder Coons now slaps that ball into the gap, splitting the outfielders as Tyler Freeze scores from third easily, and Coons has a stand-up double.
His 3rd of the game, 3 extra base hits for the first baseman, cleanup hitter, his 4th RBI, As the last time he was up, he had a bases clearing double. There gets Freeze in, and Freeze has 5 RBIs. So 9 RBIs for your 3-4 hitters. That's definitely a recipe for success.
That's what you want from your 3-4
exactly.
hitters. We have now stepping up to the plate catcher Nick Orr with Ryder Coons at second after a stand-up double. It feels like there's been just about a million stand-up doubles today.
Yeah.
That just means they're seeing the ball well enough to hit it hard enough and far enough. We've seen 3 home runs today. It's just great offensive outbursts by both of these teams.
Yeah, 6 doubles for the Prune Packers.
Ball outside, 2-0 the count to Nick Orr.
And 5 for the Rock Hounds. So 11 doubles for both teams. They've been down the line. They've been both gaps. This is high-level baseball that's being played here. And I believe they changed leagues from last year from where the Rock Hounds were playing to playing a little tougher competition. You're definitely seeing the hitting ability on display.
Nick Orr smacks that ball foul. And all the defenders out there, whether you're in the outfield or the infield, or you're a catcher, you're getting some time. Ball is finding you.
Yeah.
It's been tricky for the Rock Hound left fielders, though. 16-11 now here in the top of the 8th inning. 2 outs. Nelson throws bit high to Nick Orr. 3-1 the count now.
Yeah, pretty easy take there for Orr, as that breaking ball just kind of left his hand awkwardly, so it just kind of floated up there.
Nelson looking into Snyder. Takes a quick peek at second. He throws. Orr pops it up. Third base side. St. Martin actually is under, and he makes the catch.
That was a little exciting, as the ball almost snow coned out of there, but St. Martin puts it away for out number 3. But good offensive output yet again. 3 more runs across the board for the Prune Packers.
And we'll be right back in the bottom of the 8th inning. Welcome back, everyone, here in the bottom of the 8th inning. We have Jack Pridey leading off for the Rock Hounds, hoping to start a rally.
Yeah, hard at the order do it for the Rock Hounds. I kind of previewed that earlier. Seamus Lyons is the new pitcher for the Prune Packers, lefty. Sophomore out of Santa Rosa Junior College.
Pridey very aggressive, known to swing on the first pitch. Takes the first one, however, for a strike.
In high school, Lyons had a 3.97 ERA, 5-13 record, and 28 appearances, 17 of those starts.
Pridey smacks that ball right to Chu, right underneath Chu's glove, so Pridey is safe at first.
3 errors now for the second baseman for Marin. Got to be tough.
You know, you never want 1 error, you know?
Yeah.
3, especially when it's like that, you know, it's a grounder.
Yeah, they're kind of compiling on themselves. That sometimes happens where you make one, then you make another. Those kind of stick in your head. It's hard as an athlete, even though you want to forget about the last play.
Evan Facenda now at bat pops up the first pitch, and he is retired after Coons makes the catch.
Yeah, that was actually Stover, the DH.
Oh, excuse me, Stover.
So that is his 4th time being retired. So he's now 1 for 5. Facenda now 3 for 4 coming up at the dish. And he's facing a lefty. So you got to love those lefty right-handed batter matchups.
Lyons throws, misses for ball 1. here in the bottom of the 8th, 16-11. Lines looks at first, throws home. Facenda grounds that to third. Foul. Brady slides into second, but trots back to first. So it's 1-1 the count to Evan Facenda. Having a great game today. Seamus Lyons looks into Nick Orr. Been behind the backstop all day today. He throws. Swing and a foul ball?
Either way, it's the second strike.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he
Dropped it or, yeah.
Yeah. But Lyons last year at Santa Rosa was 3-4 on the year with 37 innings pitched, 39 hits given up, with 19 earned runs given up in those 37 innings. So that is good for a 4.62 earned run average, and hitters hit 257 against the lefty.
Wow. Facenda takes that ball low and away, 2-2 the count.
So not the most.
19 runs and how many?
37.
Wow.
So about a run every other inning.
Lyons takes a peek at Pridey at first. He throws home. Facenda takes that for strike 3.
Center fielder.
Second out of the inning. Now we have Max Smith coming up to the plate. Doesn't want to leave Pridey stranded up there after an error by Chu. So it's like they're giving them an extra, base. You want to take advantage of it, especially in a game where it's so back and forth.
Yeah, what's really tricky about the shadows here right now is that there's a shadow over the pitcher's mound and there's a shadow over the home plate area, but there's a strip of light in between the two, as you can see there from our center field camera. So it goes from shadow to light to shadow.
As Max Smith drills that into left field, but he is retired after Itzel makes the catch. We will be right back in the top of the 9th inning. Welcome back, everyone, here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium. We are in the top of the 9th inning. The Packers lead the Rock Hounds 16-11.
Cole Brodnansky, the DH, due up. He is 1 for 5 with a single. He has flown out twice, grounded out once, and struck out looking.
He tips that ball up to the pitcher, and he is retired as he is thrown out by Jack Pridey.
Hunter Snyder better watch out for that flying bat. As Brodnansky, after cueing that one off the end of his bat, just kind of flipped it to the side. But Snyder was kind of falling to back up the play. Almost got hit.
We have Dane Taftlin now.
Taftlin has been great in his last 3 at-bats, reaching all 3 times with 2 extra base hits, 2 doubles, and a walk. Has scored all 3 of those times.
Takes the first pitch as a strike.
But he struck out looking, and he popped out his first 2 at-bats, so officially 2 for 4 this afternoon.
Joseph Nelson back on the mound. Quick 0-2 count.
Yeah, and sometimes for a young pitcher, getting out of the stretch when he gave up a leadoff double to Toftlin his first at-bat, so being more comfortable here with 1 out, nobody on, jumping ahead 0-2.
Snyder blocks that, trickles away from him a little bit. Honestly, Snyder's been just getting beat up back there.
Yeah, he's been very active behind the plate.
But like you mentioned earlier, because he's not so tall and so big, he can move around quickly and be that athletic. 1-2 the count to Toftland. Pitch misses high. 2-2 the count.
Used every inch of his reach to snag that one out of the air.
Momentum definitely shifted back to the Packers after their eventful half inning. Nelson throws. Just misses for ball
3.
Full count now. Wasn't a walk just yet for Toftland.
He's just practicing for the next pitch for what he hopes is a walk.
Yeah, no one can judge him. Only one out here in the top of the ninth.
He's had 2 doubles, so giving him another opportunity to get an extra base hit.
And a swing and a miss. He is retired.
Great pitch location there by Nelson. Swung over the top by Toftland. Retired for the first time in his last 3 plate appearances. So 2 quick outs here in the top of the ninth.
We have Landon Etzel now stepping up to the plate. 2 outs here in the ninth. Quick 2 outs for Joseph Nelson, who had kind of a rough other half inning. So for him to get these quick 2 outs is really good for him.
Yeah, gained some momentum. The ability to shake off inning where you give up 3 to come back strong, get the first 2 out. Don't want to fall behind in the count of this hitter, though, which he does.
2-0 now, the count to Essel.
Yeah, Estel has one of the 6 doubles for the Prune Packers. Might be 7 now with Coons. And he is 1 for 3 with 2 walks.
So it's been a game of doubles, a game of pop-ups, a game of ground-outs.
It's been a real interesting ball game, that's for sure, with 27 runs. And we're just in the top of the ninth.
It all started with Alex Pham and Nolan Bond.
Yeah, it feels like a whole nother game ago.
3-1 the count now to Nelson. Or excuse me, to Etzel. He takes that pitch for ball 4 and trots to first base.
Yeah, 3rd walk now for Estel as Prune Packers will try to add some insurance here with 2 outs. Ray Fuentes has been excellent.
He's been that bug that they just can't stop.
Yeah, 3 hits in his last 3 at-bats, a double, a single, and another single in the last half inning. He has 3 RBIs in those hits as well out of the 9-hole.
Smacks the first pitch, foul.
Yeah, just missed hopping over that third base bag. Would have been extra bases for sure down that left field line. Very aggressive was Fuentes.
0-1 the count to Fuentes. 2 outs. Estel at first. Nelson looks into Snyder. Estel is running, and he is in second base safely.
Yeah, I don't know about stealing when a 5-run ball game, but definitely timed up Nelson, as he is a taller pitcher, and Snyder double clutched that one. Didn't get a clean exchange there from glove to bare hand.
1-1 the count now to Fuentes. Nelson looks into Snyder, takes a peek at Etzel at second. He throws, almost hitting Fuentes in the shoulder. Just misses him. 2-1 the count.
Bringing ball very high.
It was Pridey who was actually hit twice today. Was it back-to-back at-bats?
Back-to-back in the back.
Back-to-back in the back. Nelson throws. Fuentes takes that for ball 3. 3-1 the count, as Brian has mentioned numerous times. This is a hitter's
Good hitters count.
Good hitters count.
And what are they looking for so on?
Their pitch and their location.
Exactly.
Nelson throws. Fuentes pops that up right on top of us.
It's going to hit us. No.
Nope.
Gonna drift back.
Thankfully, we have the tent. We're still under here, but like Brian says, one day it's going to come through the net, ding us. Well, it's going to ding Anthony, who's manning the TriCaster today. He's laughing back there, but I know it's coming for you. Full count out to Fuentes.
And all of our camera people are Greg Poff and his grandkids, I believe.
When you're down a man, you got to improvise. As Fuentes pops that up. Foul. Poff, our professor, he's a hands-on kind of guy.
Yeah.
He likes to do it all.
Yeah, he's on the main camera, so should Fuentes get a hit here, you'll see his camera work.
Full count still to Fuentes, battling Joseph Nelson right now here in the top of the 9th inning. Estel is at second after stealing. Fuentes takes that ball away for ball 4 and takes it for a walk.
It's a rare opportunity for Nagata. He's 4 for 4, 2 walks, reached all 6 times he's been at the plate. So looking to go 7 for 7.
7 for 7. Bryce Nagata now stepping up to the plate. Number 1, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, for some reason that's fitting.
Yeah, those little leadoff hitters usually wear number 1.
He smacks the first pitch into center field. Smith is under it, however, so Bryce Nagata is retired for the first time in the game, and it happened in the 9th inning.
6 for 7. They got his number.
We will be right back in the bottom of the 9th inning. Welcome back, everyone. Here in the bottom of the 9th inning, the Rock Hounds are trying to rally up and hopefully tie and then take the lead over the Packers, who are leading 16-11. We have a pinch hitter. Daniel Page is now in the game. He took the first pitch as a ball, 1-0 the count. He hits the next pitch into the left field, rounding first base, heading into second base for a stand-up double. As the ball gets away from the defenders, but he goes back to second base. Smart.
I just like the gamesmanship a little bit from the Prune Packers. You hear, go for 3, when obviously they would love for him to go to 3 so they can throw him out. But a good heads up. And really, this is a rally starter with nobody out. You get a good leadoff double, and now pinch hitter Mickey Nunez.
You have back-to-back pinch hitters.
Nunez played 2 years over at Laney, and he plays pretty much every position. We had him in for media day, and he had about 7 of the 8 fielding positions that weren't pitcher.
It was like Kiki Hernandez in the WBC,
yeah,
where he was like first base, second base,
yeah,
third base. Sporting that white helmet. He swings and misses. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, obviously with Laney being green and white, has that white helmet. Nunez in his 2 years batted .323 in his first year, .428 on base percentage, .402 slugging. His second year, a little bit lower numbers, .276 batting average, .364 on base percentage, .328 slugging. Combined 57 hits and 185 at bats, 38 runs scored in his 2 years at Laney, with 11 extra base hits, 9 being doubles, and 24 runs batted in.
Fouls off that previous pitch. 1-2 the count to Nunez. Takes that for a ball. 2-2 the count. Line still out there.
On deck will be the third pinch hitter in a row. Will be Dominic Foscolina.
Two the count. And he strikes out looking.
Yeah, that was a really good breaking ball from the Prune Packer pitcher to get Nunez looking.
Number 23, Dominic Fossalina.
Now Dominic Fossalina pinch hitting for Kenny LeBeau. Steps up to the plate. We have 1 out in the inning.
Fossalina is out of the University of Utah.
Takes the first pitch as a strike.
That school sounds familiar. That's where Jared Denning transferred from. In 32 games in 2017, he had 23 starts, 20 in the outfield, with 3 being in the DH. He hit .322.
And a quick 0-2.
He had a .373 on base percentage with 5 doubles, 10 RBIs, and 15 runs scored.
.02 here in the bottom of the 9th. 1 out. He swings, hits that ball into center field. Nagata is under it, however, and throws it in. Fossalina is retired.
And Fossalina was pinch hitting for Kenny LeBeau, so his afternoon is over. It's all up to Vinny Margiotta to keep things going.
Second baseman, Vinny Margiotta.
We were just talking to his father, too. Great guy.
And he asked me how he's doing, so I'll tell you guys how he's doing. He is 3 for 5 on this afternoon, 2 singles and a double with an RBI and 2 runs scored. 3 for 5 out of that leadoff spot.
Offers at the first pitch, fouls it off down the first base line.
Just shows you what a heck of an offensive game this has been, where one leadoff hitter has 7 at-bats and the other leadoff hitter has 6.
Lions looks in 2 or. Margiotta ready. 1-1 the count as that pitch misses high. Vinny having a great game.
And should he reach base, Willie Holmesa is on deck. Actually, there's a pinch hitter.
And he singles right up the middle as it takes a funky hop. Nonetheless, he gets on base. And on that play, Daniel Page scores all the way from second, so he never stopped running. Great hustle by Page.
Yeah, 2 outs, obviously, with a runner in scoring position. As soon as Margiotta made contact, Page was off and running, so that single right back up the middle, able to score Page. So 4 runs is the deficit.
Again, you have to chip away, and his dad is looking at us very proud and happy.
So second RBI, 4th hit for Vinny Margiotta. That brings up Holmesa, who is on deck. He's just a switch hitter, so. So
Takes the first pitch for a strike.
This is his first at-bat, batting right-handed, as obviously Lions being a lefty. You want to stay out of that lefty-lefty matchup if you're a switch hitter.
Also want to get on base for Pridey, too, being the righty, as Holmesa dribbles that past the third baseman and singles.
And that's Holmes' 3rd hit of the afternoon. Pridey is 0 for 3 with 2 times reaching base by the hit by pitch.
Jack Pridey.
Let's go, Jack.
So here, down 4, obviously not the tying run, so you just want to keep the momentum going, just get on base for the next guy up, which is Tyler Stover in the DH spot.
Well, looks like Rylan, he has the bat. Maybe he's going to pinch hit. Who knows? Swing and a miss by Jack Pridey. You know those pitchers, they always want to hit. Oh, 1 the count to Pridey. Swing and a miss.
So you really see how dark it's getting here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium. Shadows engulfing most of the field. Just 8:04 local time.
Pridey reaches out, fouls that. I mean, Pridey is 0 for 3, like you mentioned, reaching base by the 2 hit by pitch back to back. It's not like Pridey, you know, not at least getting a hit. He did lead the Bay Valley Conference in batting average last spring. Takes that for a ball high.
A pretty easy take as Lions offer that one well high and away. But obviously with 2 strikes, this being your last strike of the game, Pridey definitely on emergency swing alert. Anything close?
1 and 2 the count with 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Pridey staying alive as he is fouling off all these pitches. The Rock Hounds' last chances here with they only have one out to play with. But we've all heard about a 2-out rally.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah, just because you're down in the last strike doesn't mean the game's over. Obviously, Pridey, an excellent hitter up there, has the ability to extend the game.
Pridey checks his swing, takes that for a ball. 2-2 the count. And baseball is a weird game. You could be down by 10 and then something can click and rally.
Yeah, an excellent speed on the base pass, too.
Pridey swings and misses, and he is retired and shuts down the Rock Hounds' chances of a rally. They end up losing 16-12 with what started out with a Nolan Bond great outing the first inning, and then an Alex Pham just couldn't get out the first inning quickly enough. However, he settled down afterwards, but the Rock Hounds could not connect to keep it going. Brian, what did you see today?
Oh, it's definitely an excellent effort from both sides. You just saw the offensive firepower for both teams on display here. 28 runs is a testament to that. And obviously, summer ball is a little bit different style of baseball. In situations where you see your relievers struggling, where you typically would find some bullpen activity to try to get them out of that jam, you kind of let them figure themselves out and get them out of the situations they started, because this is all about learning experiences and having fun, but also getting a competitive game in there, and obviously you want to win. So it's a little unfortunate for the Rock Hounds not able to pull this one out, but an excellent offensive game from both sides.
We saw 2 home runs by the Rock Hounds, one by the visiting Packers. It was an offensive outburst for sure, but the Rock Hounds do fall short, 16-12. Thank you guys for watching the Solano College Sports Network. We'll see you guys next time.